Ah, South Africa.
Good morning.
Good morning. There is really nothing better when the clock strikes 6 o'clock and we stand here and I say, my name is Thabiso Makubela.
And I get to say I'm Zoe Brown and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. Busy show ahead?
Yes, indeed. It's the 14th of March 2019. We've got lots lined up. I mean, every single thing has been planned to make sure that you walk out of your Thursday feeling so good, from the stuff we're making in the kitchen, the guests we've got on the show this morning. We will rock you this morning. But first, before we do any of that, as always...
Yes, we're going to say good morning to Princess and, of course, kid our coffee orders. And Princess, I see you've prepared something quite special.
Zoe.
Yeah.
This one is for Zoe, and this one is for No.
What's that drawing, the artwork on my one? Is that a smiley face? It's like a smirk. It's called attitude on a Thursday. Thank you so much, Princess.
It's because you call yourself Uncle Tubsy.
But it's not what I call myself. It's stuck. Have you seen?
Okay.
My comments are exploding. Social media is about to shut. Instagram wasn't working last night. That's because of all the comments. But anyway, let's go to the beauty room. What's happening there, Leanne?
Hey man, good morning from outside you Australia. We are lucky to hang out with you. It's a Thursday morning, man. You got to start it with some laughter.
You have to start it with some laughter because Thursday is like Little Friday, and that's why we're so happy. My name's Leanne Williams, and we're going to be with you all the way through till 9 p.m. today. So don't move a muscle, but if you absolutely have to, make sure that you take us with you wherever you go, because you can watch us, of course, as we stream live on YouTube. Go and check out our YouTube page. But we're going to check out what's happening on the socials this morning with our very first post of the morning. We're saying, hello Expresso, it is World Kidney Day. Would you donate your kidney if it could save someone's life? That is a powerful question.
Very powerful question. I would love to see the response from you guys.
All right, let's check it out. I'm just going to refresh the post just to see if anybody has woken up to this. Let's see, going down. Natalie Hutton says, I received a kidney transplant that saved my life in 2012.
Well,
that's amazing. Also, Simba says, if they've been living a good, responsible life, yes. Samantha says, yes, I would. Lagwebu says, yes, for a good cause, saving someone's life. Elaine says, yes, definitely. I'm a registered donor. Have a blessed day. Wonderful, Elaine. Shell Ray says, most definitely. Lauren says, if I was a match, most certainly. Catherine says, I did to my brother. Wow.
That's amazing.
Danae says, without a doubt, if someone in my clan needs it, they're welcome to it. So I gotta tell you, I'm blown away by this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody so far has said, if it came down to it, yes, they would definitely help someone.
That is phenomenal.
Wow.
See, that's why you guys are absolute gems and why we love you. Thank you very much for tuning in and keeping the conversation going. Remember, you can still do so. #Expresso Show. Lots to come up, though, on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's quickly take a look at what you can expect in terms of recipes this morning.
Oh, well, listen, I'm just fixing up my hair. Tubsy, come join me in this kitchen because later today we're going to be making a warm, hearty chicken soup. And of course, if you want that keyword and that link sent directly to your phone, the keyword, we're giving it to you now. It's called soup. SMS that to 33728. And you know, yesterday we did the lip challenge, the ombre lip challenge.
Yes.
Well, the trend of ombre, we're taking it to the ice lollies. We're going to make an ombre pineapple lolly, and the whole idea is for it to change shades.
Talk about consistency. So you get it done on your lip and then you go all the way to the stuff that you're consuming throughout the day. The keyword for that is clover. So if you want the recipe sent to you of how to make that lolly using our Tropica classic pineapple flavored drink, SMS clover to 33728. We will send you an SMS with the link.
Right.
Wow, this is really exciting.
It's going to be a
Very
delicious
summery
morning. Very summery indeed, although we are saying goodbye to summer, but that's what the hearty chicken soup is all about.
Ek raak sommer klaar honger. Definitely.
Oh, mouth-watering stuff on that
Mouth-watering stuff. Listen, yeah, we're never disappointed with regards to recipes. I can't wait to get in there. Listen, let's quickly take a look at what you can expect in terms of your weather for the major cities going forward. I'll run you through and then we'll give you a full roundup of the temperatures across the country a little bit later on. But for now, starting with Johannesburg, you can expect a minimum of 13 this morning with a nice and hot maximum of around 28. Sunny conditions with little to no wind and pleasantly warm temperatures like you've seen as well. Humidity remains low despite no wind. weekend. Temperatures will peak around midday and remain the same for the remainder of the day. Then over to Durban very quickly, partly cloudy with humid conditions. Also very little wind expected today. Humidity will increase towards the evening though, allowing for a nice and warm sunset. So make sure you stay hydrated. Your minimum 22 and you can expect a maximum of 27. For those of you in Port Elizabeth this morning, mostly cloudy conditions with a couple of showers in the evening. A southwesterly wind will also that is blowing will die down towards the evening. Humidity remains high despite the wind, so be prepared for some showers as well. That's also forecast 18 minimum, your maximum, a nice and cool 23. And Cape Town, partly cloudy conditions with a southeasterly breeze blowing. Already felt it this morning. Cloud cover will decrease towards the evening and temperature will fluctuate throughout the day, but make sure you hold on to your hands. That southeaster is blowing a little bit, a minimum of 16 and a mild maximum of 24 degrees. So now you know exactly what's happening around the major cities around the country.
Exactly, but how do you dress to make sure that you incorporate the right fashion with the right weather conditions? The man of the moment, Nick Strelitz, everybody.
Here he is.
Hello.
Hello. It sounded so official this morning.
I feel formal and I feel cold inside.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be very unimpersonal. Yeah, don't look at me.
Okay.
I want to talk to you.
All right.
Oh, wow.
What do you want? No, I heard you were cold earlier.
I was cold earlier.
I heard you were cold earlier, and much like a fairy godmother to your Cinderella, I am here, baby girl, to help you out, baby girl. And I brought
I don't think I've ever been called that.
Well,
that's
the
great.
first time for everything. Mister.
I know.
How do you feel about
Funny,
it?
it doesn't feel so weird.
Yeah. Oh, that's another segment, y'all, for another day.
Okay, all right.
But listen, I thought 2 different jacket options for outerwear, so sort of quintessential street bomber. And we love denim. We always do denim on the show. But instead of asking you, instead of taking my opinion, instead of asking Miss Williams, we want to hear from the viewers.
Even though I already know which one I like.
Do you? Well, okay.
I'm not going to say anything.
Hold up. Yeah, because I have an idea as well for me as well.
Cool.
Both could work. Do you have a preference?
I don't know.
Okay, great.
I don't know.
It's up to the viewer because it's Poll Thursday, so they can head on over to our Expresso Show Facebook page. Leave your comments. Should Mr. Cinderelli wear
Mr. Cinderelli?
the green bomber?
Okay, so this is
or
what I'm
the
wearing.
denim jacket. Yes. So let's do 1 and 1.
So there we go.
Here he is.
Okay, all right.
Re-denim.
Look 1.
Yes, 1 and
Look
2 with
2.
the bomber.
With the
Okay.
bomber.
Okay.
But we all have opinions except for him.
Yeah, I can't have it.
So are we going to
Okay.
put this up on the Facebook?
It's on.
Is it on
Get
the Facebook
on
already?
and
Okay.
vote, and we'll reveal the results in a few minutes.
Because basically you're responsible for what you and Stratum's going to look like today. So it is a very, very important decision that must be made, South Africa.
Yeah.
It's all up to you.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much, Nick.
You're welcome.
All right, Nikki. Okay, well, welcome to the stage, Teleman. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Do you know what? I remember it like it was yesterday, back in 2008, and I worked on radio at the time, and a number of artists we had on there credited you for the beats that
For
you
real?
made. Yes, absolutely.
crazy, man.
But fast forward, it's 2019 now, you've got an album out, you are busy, you are booked and busy, booked over here, booked over there, booked everywhere. What's going on?
I just dropped my debut album
Yeah.
called God Decides
Yeah.
on the 1st of February. So, yeah, man, we've been trying to push that since.
So you've also been really busy, you know, just finding and defining your style in terms of what what your sound sounds like. How are you finding that process unfolding for you? Because having been making beats for so long, it must be quite a difficult one.
No, not really. I just do what I feel like is right for me at that time, musically, you know? I don't try to stress myself about which sound I'm gonna go for, which sound I shouldn't go for. I just like take it as it comes, you know? Yeah.
What sounds are you giving us this morning here on Expresso?
I'm gonna be performing my new single featuring Shekinah and Nasty C called Whipped. I'm gonna be doing Hit Me Up and No Sharing as well.
Ah, nice, man. Well, it's going to be a fun one. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's going to be a fantastic one. Tune in all the way to the end here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Teleman is in the building singing songs from his brand new album, God Decides. It's going to be heat.
We're back. Time for us to talk about entertainment news. Now, we've chatted about the entertainer on the show. Now about somebody who's definitely taking the world of entertainment by storm, Nomzamo Mbata. You guys, I feel like when I talk about her, I should just say, drops mic, walks away. She is South Africa's it girl at the moment. She's doing amazing things and making us proud. This past weekend, she was in the United States of America.
Get in here, Tabiso.
Hello, Tabiso.
I'm hearing stories
Rather
about
late than
Nomzamo.
ever, darling.
Yes, I'm hearing
We're
stories
talking about Nomzamo my tongue.
Yes.
This past weekend, she was in the United States and she won an award for Diaspora Dialogues International Women of Power Awards. Now, this is so wonderful that she's been recognized internationally for her contributions, not only to what she's doing in Africa, but what she's doing on the international front. She took the Beauty Award, and Tiffany Haddish walked away with a Raw Award, and then Rosario Dawson walked away with the Designer Award. And it's so wonderful to see that they're honoring, or rather the Goddess Beauty Award, they're honoring Nomzamo for her contributions to the entertainment industry. I mean, to be recognized
in that space alongside all those people you've mentioned, I think
it's
is
fantastic.
incredible.
I think it's fantastic. She only posted, the awards happened on the Saturday, she only posted pictures like a few days ago. But I'm so proud of her. And I messaged her as well, and I just was like, baby girl, you're doing the most right now.
It
so
is beautiful.
congratulations.
It is beautiful.
Like
she's been working really hard, and it doesn't surprise me when this sort of thing happens, but it's also still just, it feels good. It warms my heart to see someone shoot up as quickly as she has 100%. And doing so well.
100%.
Fantastic. Well done, Nzoma. Listen, we have a rather interesting quote, and I've been trying to wrap my head around this one. It's quite a powerful and profound one. So this is one from Pablo Picasso, who, of course, he had an important influence in the 20th century art, basically known as an innovative artist who experimented and innovated during his 92 years on Earth, and his work, of course, shaped the direction of modern and contemporary art through the decades. So he really did a lot, but he was also a very kind of deep thinker. And this is what he had to say. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone. So I've been like,
Read that again?
It's a lot to take in the morning, and I get it, but he said, only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone.
It's insane. It makes you just want to jump out, and everything you've been thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. If you will not deal with yourself and cope with yourself if you're dead and you haven't done that.
Listen, that's not even a quote for the day. That is a quote for
life.
Hey, I told you.
Quote for life.
It did rock me a little bit, because you feel like, man, what have you been doing? You know, all those kind of things. You'll be like, we'll.
But you know what? That's what we do. We will rock you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So what do you say? Let's start the show.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Mzansi. Time to take a look at those morning headlines. We start with local news, and the Gauteng Roads and Transport Department is shutting down certain taxi routes in Johannesburg from tomorrow following a spate of crimes, Gauteng Roads and Transport MEC Ishmael Vadi said yesterday. And staying with some news, Facebook will soon display where the managers of all South African pages are located, and this is in line with the social network's intention to increase transparency and combat fake news in the run-up to the 2019 South African elections. We now move to news across the border in Zimbabwe. Gift of the Givers handed over aid packages to the value of 1.2 million rand to the principal of an Anglican school in Harare on Tuesday. The Anglican Church has 19 schools in its care in Zimbabwe. And British MPs resoundingly rejected Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit divorce deal for a second time yesterday afternoon, now leaving the country's planned March 29 departure from the EU bloc in chaos and doubt. And finally, we have some good news. After a month of roaming the countryside, Mafusa the lion missing from the Karoo National Park has finally been captured. Mafusa was located on a farm outside Sutherland in the Northern Cape, about 300 kilometers from home. He was darted from a helicopter and is now sleeping. It's all off in a police holding cell at Sutherland, waiting for his ride back to the park. And when asked about the charges Mafusa was faced, Sandparks' Reynolds Tukali jokingly answered and said he's spending the night in jail, but he's certainly not a criminal. And that's the last lion to hold, in fact, the last lion to hold the record for the longest disappearance was 4-year-old Sylvester back in 2016. He managed to evade capture for a fortnight. What wonderful news, and I certainly can say that ends well. Well, that's where we leave your morning headlines. We'll expand on those at the top of the hour.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Let's quickly run you through your major sporting headlines this morning. The quarterfinalists of the UEFA Champions League have been decided. Lionel Messi has now 36 goals from 36 games this season, scoring twice as Barcelona completed a 5-1 routing of Lyon at the Nou. Now, that while Liverpool's talisman in defence, Virgil van Dijk, scored a goal to add to a brilliant double from Sadio Mane to see out their 3-1 win over Bayern Munich. Now, the draw for the quarterfinal matchups will take place tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And the European battles continue tonight, with Arsenal needing to overturn a 3-1 deficit when they host Rennes. But thankfully, Alexandre Lacazette will be available to play as his 3-0 matchup suspension has been reduced now. Now, fellow Premier League top 4 contenders Chelsea travel to the Ukraine, holding a 3-0 advantage of Dynamo Kiev. And taking a look at your cricket news, finally, the Proteas cruised to victory over Sri Lanka in the 4th ODI, winning by 6 wickets with 103 balls left to spare at St. George's Park in PE yesterday. Having bowled Sri Lanka out for 189, the only resistance came from tail-ender Isuru Udana, who hit a rapid 78. In reply, Quinton de Kock completed 5 successive ODI half-centuries to equal the South African record he already jointly holds with Jonty Rhodes. Now, they can compete a clean sweep in the final match at Newlands on Saturday, and we're holding thumbs for that. With that, we leave your sports stories for now. We'll run you through again at the top of the hour.
Thank you, and it's time for us to take a look at your temperatures across the country. But before we do that, we've asked you to send us your beautiful sunrise pictures. Thank you to Theo Masonry out in Tembisa, who sent us this beautiful grey skyline. Theo, you can expect mainly sunny conditions today, with the pleasantly warm temperatures coming through, as well as reaching that maximum of 30 degrees. So it's going to be a fun day out in Tembisa. Let's take a look at the rest of the country. We start off in Polokwane with a minimum of 14 with a maximum of 29. Mbombela 17 and 28. Pretoria is nice and sunny today, 14 with a maximum of 33. Johannesburg 12 with a high of 30. Mahikeng 18 with a high of 32. Klerksdorp 16 with a maximum of 33. Kimberley 20 and 31. Bloemfontein 15 with a high of 29. Richards Bay 20 and a high of 31. Pietermaritzburg 18, reaching that maximum of 28. Durban 22 and 27. Mthatha with some thunder showers today, a low of 18 with a high of 24. East London 20 and 24. Cradock 15 with a maximum of 27, a bit of cloud there as well. Port Elizabeth 18 and 23. George 16 with a high of 22. If you're in Sutherland, it's 12 with a high of 27. Cape Town 16, reaching a high of 24. Booster 15 and 28. If you're in Springbok, some sunny days today, 14 with a maximum of 33. And lastly, Uppington has a minimum of 22 and a high of 36. That's where we leave your weather for now. The next report in about half an hour.
Give us that baby girl comment.
It must be the baby girl comment.
Guys.
It must be the baby girl comment. Yeah.
These poll results right now are next level.
There's a lot.
There's a level.
Lot.
People love a poll.
Clearly.
Screaming. I'm so excited about this jacket.
Okay, dude. So what am I going to wear? Let's run me through. What are people saying?
Listen, Teresa says Morning Expresso fam, the bomber jacket. Mandy says bomber jacket. Christopher, bomber jacket. Ryan says good morning. I say he should wear the bomber jacket. I mean, it's going a certain way here. Robin says I'll say denim jacket with fit with Ewan's outfit. Love it. Mikkel, bomber jacket. Inge says BJ. Girl, you gotta be more specific with that one. Angel says denim. Graham, bomber. Denim. Guys, this is it. This is the last one. So Denise says bomber jacket.
So
it's
shall
bomber.
we go with the bomber jacket?
It's the bomber. Can we have some music,
Thank you
please?
very much, because I actually didn't have no idea what I wanted to wear this morning.
How do you feel about this?
Good, man.
You happy with the South Africa's decision?
Are you happy with your decision? I think that's the question.
I think they did a great job. I would have said bomber, just whatever my opinion counts. It doesn't count, but if it counted...
It does count.
A little bit?
Does,
okay,
yeah.
great. I'm happy with this.
Cool.
You feel confident?
Thank you very much. Now, I will not be cold for the rest of the morning. Appreciate your comments, man. Thank you very much. A bomber jacket, it is.
Looking very good, Mr. Stradom Indy. Thank you so much for helping you. And where would he have been without you? Well, it's time to take a look at what's happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As my girl Princess, could I please have a cup of coffee?
Yes.
I'm on a healthy vibe right now, having a cup of black coffee. Thank you so much, Princess. Well, as we look at World Kidney Day, Ewan is going to be taking us through a core blast challenge. We'll find out more about that after the break. And then we head to the kitchen where we make a pineapple ombre dessert. Very interesting. All that and more happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thanks, Princess.
Thank you.
Thank you, my love.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
That's the one, yeah, and obviously the monitoring. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1. Just push up this monitor a little bit. Test. 1, 1, 1. Test. 1, 1, 1. Okay, it's still very low. Yeah. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2. One, 1, 1. Test. 1, 1, 1. Test. Okay, that is working. Let us get the track sorted.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso live right here on SABC3. Thank you very much for choosing to wake up on the right side of bed and joining us this morning. Now, today is Throwback Thursday, and we are throwing back to a very special day here on the Expresso Show. One of our girls, our favorite girls really, Zoe Brown, her first day here.
Exactly, and I think we can all remember that day. It was the day that Zoe started on the show after she'd won her spot on Expresso through Presenter Search on 3, and she's been brightening up our mornings ever since with her unique Zoe-ness.
Yes.
Her Zoe-ness. So let's take a look back at that magical day as we celebrate Throwback Thursday.
Now, our first winner for tonight and brand new host of Expresso is Zoe Brown.
Oh.
Congratulations, Zoe.
Thank you, love.
And welcome to the couch, the newest member of our Expresso family, Zoe Brown. Just
It's Anthony, yeah. What's going on? It's Anthony. Fantastic. What would you say are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned throughout your journey to getting to where you are right now?
Well, one of the biggest lessons is I'm someone that constantly like to self-doubt myself. So that's something I've definitely learned to stop doing. Just, you know, just go with it, enjoy the moment, and stop doubting yourself.
That's the thing, because when you're on live TV, people can see through you pretty quickly. So you've got to kind of kill that. How are you planning on doing that? How have you worked on that?
Well, it's just a case of practice makes perfect, and it's also a case of perfect practice. So it's going to be every day trying to bring my A game.
4 years ago.
What is your family and your friends saying? Because you were telling me on, I think it was on Friday, in fact, when we were traveling from doing our little promo, that you'd be watching the show that evening with your family and with your friends, and they would actually discover it. You knew, but they would only discover it then. What has been their response so far to your success?
Oh, they've all been very happy for me. They've been phoning and SMSing. Yeah, the phone hasn't stopped, so they've just...
Wow, I can't believe how young everybody looks in there.
It's insane. But Zoe, I mean, she hasn't changed. I love her consistency. You can see then, I mean, I remember watching the show. You hosted the show, so you saw her through the entire process.
Exactly.
Her warm personality, her bright smile that just makes you want to hug her or sit next to her is still the same today.
And what I love about it, just like you, I can't remember a time when Zoe was not on the show. You know, that's how beautifully everybody came together and just became a family. So I think we're all so happy that Zoe joined the show and, of course, has been brightening up our mornings 4 years ago. Since then, it's been fantastic.
You make it so easy. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this throwback. If you come across any of your favorite moments you think are worthy of a throwback here on the show, on YouTube, when you go and watch the show, please do share them with us using hashtag Expresso Show and hashtag Throwback Thursday.
It shows you if you're going to mess around, you're going to get hurt, Zoe. We're going to keep things...
mic back. I'm sorry.
Don't kick my mic back.
It is time for some fitness, and as you saw, I am a clumsy one. That was very special with Throwback Thursday.
Can we have a round of applause for Zoe Brown? Come on.
Really cool.
She's brilliant. She is brilliant. Listen, that's awesome. So I decided we'll put you through a bit of a core blast challenge this morning. We've got 2 segments, so I'm going to start off kind of easy, and then we're going to take it up a notch. Why are you giggling?
Okay, cool. No, I'm ready for this.
Are you ready for this?
Core workout. You know what? I'm weak in my
specifically.
arms and core, so this should be interesting.
Now, the thing is with the core and why I like to focus on it, even as an intra kind of workout in between your sets, is because your energy, your power, it comes from your core.
Yes.
And that is where everything originates from. So if you don't have a strong core, you're prone to injury, back problems, all those kind of things. So you've got to make sure your posture, that your core is strong front and back. And people mistake it. This is not only your core is all the way around. Okay, so here we go. We're going to work all of that now. So from here, we're going to walk ourselves all the way out into a plank position. Now, I want you with your right leg first, swing it forward, as far as forward as you can by hand, and then we're going to twist. So this is the first part of it. We're warming up, making sure the core is nice and straight. Keep that for a few seconds, and back down. Repeat on the other side.
It is a good stretch.
Into the hip flexors, rotate the core all the way up. Bam. Okay, so you do that for about 10 reps, and that's the first movement. Okay, without the arms, we're going to incorporate it. Walk yourself back up. Okay, now we're going to add a bit of explosiveness into it. So we're going to be swinging our legs from side to side in that same manner.
Okay. A little bit of a wiggle.
That's it. So what we're going to do is start with the right side first. Are you ready?
Yes.
So start here and swing back. Bam.
Like a Spider-Man.
Just like that. Keep the core tight. Make sure you're breathing. So you will do this normally on a time base for about 30 seconds. All right? Bam. And we're going to walk back up like this. Cool.
Okay, gets the heart rate up.
Now, for the bear crawl, it gets the heart rate up. The bear crawl is very cool because you're going to go into this kind of position right here. Keep the core tight. We're going to go 5 spaces to the right, 5 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting the shoulders, getting the core. 4, 5. Can you feel it in your core?
Yes, I can.
Come on, Zoe. Get up. Okay, cool. So those are the 3 basic movements. Now, we're going to put them together. We're going to do, let's make 5 reps of each just to start off with. So we're going to go down. All right, you ready? 1. Nice. 2. There we go. 3. 4. And 5. All right, now 5 swings from there. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a bear crawl position. And go. There's 1.
Oh gosh, 5 of those.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Gets to you.
So there we go. It really hits the core, and this is basic, and you can do this in between your workouts as an active rest set, just to activate the core even more, because I think people forget about it.
They do
High
forget
five.
about it. Listen, I'm one of those people that think the core's just the abs.
Yeah, it's
The lower
all
back,
the way
this
around.
whole stretch here.
Hope you enjoyed that, and something you can do in a small space. Like you said, we have a carpet.
We have a carpet.
We have a carpet.
Small space.
And no shoes. Look
No
at that.
shoes. You don't need all the equipment. Easy.
All right, I'll take you through another one a little bit later on. I've got a bit of a challenge for you.
Okay, sounds interesting.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
You know what? After that workout, we need something refreshing and rejuvenating like Tropica, because Tropica has taken the work out of it for us with their exotic pineapple flavor, as we're going to add in some fresh pineapple chunks, coconut cream, and Clover Classic yogurt for the perfect combination. What combination it is, I'm going to tell you. You can feel and taste the islands with these game-changing pineapple ice lollies. So don't sweat if you don't own lolly molds. Simply use a cleaned single-serving yogurt pot instead. Let's start with the one and the only, the beautiful Grace Stevens. How are you?
Oh, it's so
I haven't
lovely to
seen you
be
forever.
here. I know.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yes, I've been making lollies.
Listen, we love lollies because they make us jolly. What are we going to be doing today?
Well, we're going to start off, we're just going to make our one pot of, because we're going to make them nice and striped like
and
this.
they're ombre.
Doesn't it look amazing?
Lovely.
Very refreshing.
Yes.
Because we've got it prolonged summer.
We do.
As long as we can.
As long as
okay?
we possibly can, even if it's just in our mouths.
Absolutely. Okay. Half a cup of this delicious classic yogurt.
Lovely.
Coconut cream.
We've got our low-fat yogurt. It's plain.
Yes. Nice. Coconut cream. Oh, so delicious.
Ooh, some zest.
Lime zest. Oh, are you feeling the summer vibe?
I'm already feeling it. The minute you say zest, I feel zesty, and I feel so happy about this recipe.
It's stunning. It's like the word lolly. It makes you happy.
Jolly.
Okay, yeah. Lime juice and some honey. Now, you can add as much honey as you need to make it as sweet as you want.
Okay.
So just taste and check and see if you like that. So that, we're going to make that up.
Okay.
Pineapple chunks.
Ooh, wonderful. And then the pièce de résistance.
Tropica pineapple. A little bit of this goes in there.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to put it in the blender and whiz it
So
up.
far, it's so easy. Anyone can do this.
It is. And then... It doesn't take longer than that.
Yeah.
You want some nice pineapple chunky bits in there.
I want that. It adds texture. The key word for this
You do.
delicious pineapple ombre ice lolly is Clover. SMS that to 33728. We will gladly send you the link to the recipe, and you could be making this yourself. As you can see, few easy ingredients. We all have this in our home, and you could be making this. And if you don't have lolly molds, you can use an empty yogurt tub as well.
And then you just stick that in the top of it, and your
you're good
kids
to
can
go.
just take it out.
Wonderful stuff.
So now I'm alternating.
All right, so while we continue to add our yogurt mixture in there, because we're creating that ombre effect, why don't you take one more look at how we made this?
Get ready to feel and taste the islands with these game-changing Tropica pineapple ice lollies. To get this recipe started, add 150 grams of chopped pineapple and 150 ml of Tropica pineapple to a blender. Blend until smooth. Pour the mixture into ice lolly molds until 1/3 full. Next, add 100 ml of Clover Classic plain yogurt. Zest of 1 lime and 2 tablespoons of honey to a bowl. Stir to combine. Pour the mixture into the ice lolly molds 2/3 full. Then top up the molds with the pineapple mixture. Add skewers and freeze overnight. Once frozen, remove from the molds and enjoy.
Made with love by Clover.
And ta-da! That is what the finished product looks like. You would just add the little sticks to the molds.
Yes, and then these go in the freezer.
Wonderful. How long would you freeze it for? For about 2 or 3 hours?
It does need a couple of hours, but I
Yeah.
think overnight is always best with this sort of thing. You could make them this morning and your kids can have them after school.
Let me tell you. And it's healthy, it's delicious, and it's nutritious. And let me tell you, this Tropica pineapple flavor comes out so beautifully in there. I can't wait to tuck in. Thank you so much, Grace.
Thanks for having me.
Now, this is how you start a Thursday morning.
Absolutely.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
Ah, man, Teleman is busy getting his face beat ahead of his performance and interview here at your Feel Good Breakfast show. Do you get makeup done a lot?
Yeah, for shows. Like
For
this.
shows, yeah. Do you have like a touring makeup artist that goes everywhere with you?
No.
Ah,
No.
okay. Well, Bernice is a good
It's
one.
not that hectic. Yeah.
If you ever wanted a lady to do your face on the weekends. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. After the break, you're going to meet Teleman. We get to know him better in an interview with a few questions, rapid fire questions we've put together. But then also after that, we show you all the new movies that are releasing tomorrow ahead of the weekend that you want to see, brought to you by JP Sebastian, so don't move.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Tell a man, oh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I met me a good African girl. We got acquainted, you know me, I don't waste time. They say good things take time, so for you, I'll be patient. Communication is key, shout if you have questions. Don't you hit me with silence. I hate it when you do that, makes me feel unimportant. I love it when you kiss and touch, you know me, you know that. I won't keep your love like my deepest secret. Have you all to myself, no sharing, no sharing. No sharing, no sharing, no. No sharing, no sharing, no sharing. Yeah, yeah. Swear to God, I don't make him like you no more. Yeah. Take it off soon as you walk through the door. Yeah, yeah. Skip the bed, then we take it straight to the floor. Yeah. Beat it up, leave you begging for more. Oh no. She dirty, whiny for me, yeah, yeah. Yeah. She be the realest, only riding for me, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Hey, welcome back. You're tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right on SABC3. It is that time when you hear that tune to wish you, our viewers, a very happy birthday. The real celebs of Mzansi, yes. So let's dive straight in to see who's celebrating this special day.
There's so many of you, so we're going to kick it off with Eden Kibido, who is celebrating her 4th birthday, only 4 today.
Aww.
And Eden, your family
she
wants
sent the
to
photo
wish
herself
you
as well.
Your family wants to wish you an amazing birthday and an even better year ahead.
Sweet, man.
Also, another little boy who's celebrating his 4th birthday. It is the birthdays of the 4-year-olds today. You. Look at that.
Oh, stop.
Letlo Honolo, is that right?
Leslo Honolo.
Leslo Honolo. Wonderful. Your mom is sending you lots of love, you cutie. He's an all-star, you guys.
Oh,
He's an
look at that. You can see the
all-star.
swag dripping. Drip. Okay, so here's another one. Dr. Sydney and his daughter Karabo are both celebrating their birthdays today.
Same day. Wow.
Dad is turning 50 and daughter 21, so it's both quite big celebrations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to you guys. Lots of love from Shirley. Happy birthday, guys.
Jeez,
Awesome
the big
stuff.
5-0.
And then we've also got
21 now.
Elroy. Elroy is celebrating his 35th birthday today. Happy birthday from your wife and your family, Elroy.
Happy
Awesome.
birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Then a very special birthday goes out to Taryn Lee, who was born with cerebral palsy. Now, she is turning 25 today, and your family has this message for you, and it's beautiful. You are our sunshine every day, always smiling, mum, dad, and your siblings. to you we love so much. Happy birthday, our angel. We thank God for you and the fountains of joy you continue to bring in our lives. Lots of love, Mum, Dad, Tennille, and Ethan.
Wow.
Oh man, that is adorable. Taryn Lee, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my darling.
Yeah, and then we also have Zachary Scritton. Happy 9th birthday for you, my friend, from Pa Raymond and Ma Luann, Brother Wyatt, and cousin Emily.
Yay,
Look
Zachary.
at that little cyclist already, Zachary.
Also, we want to wish Kavashni Moodley, her mum and dad, and her German Shepherd Major would like to wish her a happy, sweet 16th birthday. Wow, she looks like a Spanish señorita. She looks beautiful. Wow, Kavashni, you're stunning, my love. And then also a very happy birthday going out to the little boy who stole our heart. This one says, my son Razik, who is 7 today. You are a precious gift to us all. Happy birthday. Lots of love from Renee Klitter.
Here's a message we got. It says, we would like to wish the best husband and father in the world, Bramley Clark, a happy 40th birthday. Hope his day is filled with love and happiness. This is from Anita, Shavern, Aliyah, and Camille. They're wishing you a very happy birthday today. And we've also got Taylor, last but not least. Taylor is a good girl. Yes, a good girl who is celebrating her birthday today. And her family would like to wish her a very happy 8th birthday. May God bless and spare her many more. Happy birthday, Taylor.
And there you have it. Thank you very much for all of those pictures and those birthday wishes. We always love giving you guys a bit of a shout out. There's some cake for you. Enjoy it. We'll enjoy it on your behalf. Tabiso, I know that I'm your trainer, so I'm going to say, like, listen, smell it.
You're giving me so many cheat days, and I'm going to just take a sniff. Yes.
There you go. It's amazing.
Delicious.
You see,
yes.
it looks good. Look at Leanne, if you want, you can have Tabiso's cake, yeah. I'm kidding. Listen, if you would like us to give you a shout-out right here on the Feel Good Breakfast Show, email us birthdays@cordova.co.za and some pictures of a picture and a special message that we can read out for you live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Well, it is a gorgeous morning to be outside, and of course, our performing artist, Telemann. He's in studio with us today, singer and producer, and of course, we're sitting out here because it is a gorgeous morning, and you've just confessed to me that this is one of your favorite cities.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, welcome to Expresso. I believe this is your debut on Expresso.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here, and we're looking forward to hearing you perform. Now, let's talk about that debut album that you released not too long ago. It's called God Decides.
Yeah.
God Decides.
We dropped that on the 1st of February this year. I'm really, really excited. It has 20 songs. Yeah, man, it's just an album about a guy who's trying to balance his private life with his work. So I've always found that like a little hard to pull off. So yeah, man, it's just a guy who's trying to be better.
Be better.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think a lot of people can relate to that, because I think that is a struggle for people that are working, trying to find that perfect balance, which sometimes there is no such thing as perfect balance.
Yeah.
But what was that writing process and putting that album together like?
It was crazy because I didn't feel it when I was doing it, because I usually write my music based on what I'm going through or what I've gone through before or whatever my friends and family are going through. So I just take that and put it into music. Like, I like writing about things I'm uncomfortable speaking about, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I often find that with music. I find that the lyrics that someone else wrote can often, you know, dictate or at least describe what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your background. I mean, you come from a family where both your parents were musicians or, you know, can
not
sing.
Not really, but like they can sing, but like they were not musicians.
Okay.
They used to like sing at church and stuff, so.
And you've got a gospel background, so how did you bring that into your album?
I think the meaning of it, because I don't think I'd be here if God didn't allow it, you know. So that applies on my music and how I grew up and where I come from. So yeah, I think in that aspect it does.
That's incredible. And in terms of going ahead, you've dropped your debut album. What can we expect from you going forward?
I'm gonna be shooting the first video. Actually, it's the second video of the album for the song I did with Shekinah and Ecstasy titled Whipped. It's doing very well right now, and shout out to all the fans for supporting me, man. I appreciate it, yeah.
Oh, well, listen, we are going to keep supporting you, and we can't wait to hear you perform. Of course, we will be connecting with you with each performance you will be doing. But ladies and gentlemen, Telemann on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is his debut, so let's give him a warm, warm welcome.
Teleman, that's one to be on the lookout for. He's going to be here on Expresso this whole morning performing for us some brand new tunes from his brand new album, God Decides. It's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
So now, you and I are sitting in here, and I don't know if you guys at home have the same problem. I don't know how many times I've had to buy new basic T-shirts because I wear them once or twice, and they start to feel and look old.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm washing them wrong.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? So you're here to help us.
Oh my God, the dregs of a basic tee. How many, I'll say pounds, we're not in England, rand. What country am I in? How many rands are we just throwing away every month because we have to replace our basic tee? So I'm giving you 3 quick points on how to maintain the tee. Number 1, it's all about alternating our tees. Guys, we don't buy enough tees at the get-go. We don't want to do duplicated days of wearing the same t-shirt. So make sure you've got at least 5, that's the magic rule, 5 of the same basic tee. I love white shirts. So I have 5 white shirts, and I alternate them day by day. So I never wear the same shirt twice.
Okay, cool.
Rule number 1,
In 1 week.
In 1 week, absolutely. So volume is key. Don't be afraid to spend a little more money because the moment you start wearing the same shirt 2-3 times a week, even in the same 2-week period, it starts to degrade and goes badly. Number 2, always wash cold. We're never ever washing our shirts in warm water. Why? Why?
They shrink?
Why?
They shrink?
No. Oh, God, you're the worst.
What happens?
Because warm water immediately on the fabric makes it brittle and it's more subject to tears and losing the elasticity in the fabrication. So it's only cold wash. Shrinkage tabs with shirts. You're always subject to a 5 to 7% shrinkage on your new t-shirt. So always buy slightly bigger shirts because you're always accounting for the shrinkage in the first wash, even if you're going cold. Number 3, these are the worst. Deodorant stains. Those are the, oh my God, deodorant stains are the worst. How do we keep those at bay? You always use a deodorant, not an antiperspirant. Check on the label. Antiperspirants are aluminum based. Aluminum is responsible for those pesky underarm stains.
Okay, all right. Some tips from Nick Strelitz, how to take care of your basic t-shirt. This man has got something to say about everything. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. After the break, Teleman is going to perform here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. But we're also going to be checking with JP Sebastian what movies are out tomorrow that you and I need to go check out. So stay with us. And what about when you like iron?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Tell a man, oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I met me a good African girl. We got acquainted, you know me, I don't waste time. They say good things take time, so for you I'll be patient. Communication is key, shout if you have questions. Don't you hit me with silence. I hate it when you do that, makes me feel unimportant. I love it when you kiss and touch, you know me, you know that. I want to keep your love like my deepest secret. Have you all to myself, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's time for your daily dose of feel good. So good!
Welcome back. You're tuning to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on SABC3. We want to make you feel good on a Thursday, especially that the weekend is just around the corner. Even more reason to feel good, but we got some awesome stories that we found for you this morning. Daily dose of feel good. That's where we're at.
I love our daily dose. It really does make you
feel so good.
I love it when you do that. Yeah. All right, so anybody who's worked in the showbiz industry knows that when you put kids and showbiz together, it's usually very difficult to get them to do what you tell them to do because they're kids. They're all over the place. However, in this case, these kids did exactly what they were told to do, and it was really difficult for them to work around a challenge when it arose. So let's check it out there. They're walking on the catwalk, and
they'll take him with.
Look at that!
You do not let go of your hands.
Oh, no.
Was that all planned? No, I don't think so.
Listen, these kids were told when you model, you hold each other's hands and you don't let go. So much so that when they got to this little boy, they were like, we were told to not let go, so you're coming with us.
So you've been tackled there now.
Wow, that is hilarious.
Love kids.
When they listen, they really listen.
They do listen.
Yeah.
Well, listen to this one. Now, we all know hashtags have become hugely popular. Every time something pops in pop culture,
Hashtag, yeah.
celebrity culture, there's a challenge that starts when things go viral. The Woolies Water Challenge is a good example of that that's most recent. But we've never seen hashtags and challenges go on for something whose purpose is to save the planet, right?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always like funny things.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
giggles.
yeah.
Have a look at this.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Hashtag trash tag.
Oh,
man, this
word.
is wow.
Are you serious? That's
I love this. I love this. I love
now,
this.
this is something worth having.
Oh, wow.
Is that what it was?
Before
and this
and
is
after,
what it
yeah.
is now?
So this is definitely a hashtag you'd want to be part of. Imagine if we all did this. How much
So
we would
apparently this
clean up.
hashtag's been around for quite a while. In 2015
Really?
it started, but only recently a guy shared his, and then he was asking people to get involved, and now it's spreading.
People are getting
years later,
involved.
So I think if you know what, you go out there, identify an area, and make your own hashtag, trash tag, and send us the pictures. We would love
Trash
to know.
tag. I love that.
Hashtag trash tag. We love that.
That's what we want to see in our
Listen,
communities.
More of that.
One more quick story before we go, because we just got to feel good. You know, sometimes you just got to know your limits. That's what I'll put out there. Look at this.
Okay. He's like, okay, I'm a little bit chunky.
I'm good. I'm just gonna go, you know.
Wanted to have that extra cheeseburger, huh?
Oh, man. That's all we have for you this morning. Have you found or seen a very interesting video on the internet? Please, we like getting these videos. You've got to share them with us using the hashtag Expresso Show, and who knows, we might play it right here on your daily dose of
Feel good.
Well, we are now about to get into movies releasing this weekend. JP Sebastian joining us in studio. And before we take a look at the movies releasing this weekend, let's quickly take a look at the current box office top 5.
The woman to save us all from Thanos and rock the rest of the box office to ruin is here. It's SA's top 5 movies. Chip off the block sequel, The Lego Movie 2, falls down to 5th in only its 2nd week. 4th placed A Medea Family Funeral retires the cash cow if you don't count the farewell stage play and prequel ideas. But Hiccup and Toothless aren't dragging their heels, closing How to Train Your Dragon in 3rd. What Men Want, a side-splitting Taraji can bank on it in 2nd place. And if Hollywood would just think about what women want, well, they'd still be billionaires. Captain Marvel kicks box office butt in 1st.
Well, it's a good box office. I mean, while we were looking at the highlights, even JP said, oh, this one's quite funny, that one's really good. It's a good top 5.
Do you have plans to see Captain Marvel?
I do. There's still a lot of movies on my to-see list, so I'll get there eventually.
We're probably still working on 2017 with you.
I'll get there. But there's a local movie releasing in the theaters.
Yeah.
It's called Deep End, and we had some of the cast members in studio with us not too long ago. JP, let's talk through it.
Yeah, let me just rehash it with you then. Chuck you into the deep end. I'm an idiot. No, please don't. The story is you've got a young lady who is she's living in Durban, and I believe it still happens there. I don't know the culture necessarily as much as I should as a South African, but she's she's on the verge of being arranged into a marriage with someone, which is something that, yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to be a part of necessarily, but sometimes they work. Who knows? I'm not going to get into that debate. Obviously she's got a lot of trepidation about this. She's not, naturally you wouldn't be like, hey, let's A4A, let's do this kind of thing. The guy who she's been hooked up with is a bit of a ditz in his own way. And while she's on this journey, while she's like really trying to figure herself out, she comes across surfing. Finds out that it's a personal passion of hers just by diving in.
Into the deep end.
Yeah, and along the way, naturally, as romantic movies have to go, and I wish they change as we get more progressive as a society, but there has to be another guy involved, and that's Greg Crick. who's also earned his stripes.
Yes. I mean, we see Karishma Basday there on the screen. There's also Soraya Rose Santos that's in this movie. They were all in studio with us.
And yeah, it looks, for my money, at least, you know, stylishly enough shot. It's not totally incompetent or anything like that. And you know, if you were going to go see a romantic movie, you weren't going to sit there and stroke your chin about things. It was just a date. I don't know. It's not necessarily rom-com kind of thing. I think just straight romance and also, you know, trying to figure yourself out, your own identity and that kind of thing.
And I think there's a lot of people going through some confusion at the moment. So a great movie too. Go check it out.
Are you hinting something?
No, I'm not hinting
a lot of people.
anyone. I just feel like I've come into conversations with a lot of people questioning
No, and you're
things.
right. You're absolutely right. I think this movie, the next one, actually tries to, you know, hammer at that too. Die Stroopers, if I'm saying that correctly.
Another local film.
Yes, and also did the circuit at the Cannes Festival, which is pretty impressive. Die Stroopers in Afrikaans means the harvesters. It follows a family in the Free State who are farmers, surprise, surprise. And the focus of the entire family is really this young man who is, the way you were alluding to, struggling with identity in his own way. It doesn't necessarily, from the trailers, because I haven't seen this myself, or even the synopsis, make clear what it is he wants to do with his life or the path he's taking, but he knows he lives in a society that prizes masculinity and, you know, being the groot man and all that kind of stuff. He has introduced into his life by his super religious mother, this kid who is an orphan. He's a street child and he just gets lumped onto the family, which causes its own almost Cain and Abel type friction between the two young men, vying for the attention of the parents, you know, fighting for power within the family, but also, you know, having this like human contact with someone else who's the same age as you is probably quite refreshing. So it looks really dramatically shot and actually looks really well acted as well. Like I said, Cannes Festival, probably you can't go wrong.
That's
and
right.
Good for you, South Africa.
Die Stroopers, two awesome local films hitting the box office this weekend. So do go and check it out. Let us know what you think of it. JP's not going anywhere. He's going to be back. He's going to review the movie Fighting with My Family. But of course, after the break, we also have Telemann performing for you. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a bit.
African girl. We got acquainted, you know me, I don't waste time. They say good things take time, so for you I'll be patient. Communication is key, shout if you have questions. Don't you hit me with silence. I hate it when you do that, makes me feel unimportant. I love it when you kiss and touching on me, you know that, yeah. I won't keep your love like my deepest secret. Say, have you all to myself, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing.
Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. SABC3 is where it's happening. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, it's about to get hot here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show because Telemann, you're about to give us a performance. This one is called No Sharing. Is it about like one girl who's looking for two boyfriends and you're saying no sharing? What's the story?
It's about a guy who likes one girl.
And then doesn't want to share her?
Yeah.
No, okay, no sharing. Ladies and gents, take it away.
Yeah, yeah. Got this size, got this size. Yeah, yeah. Tell a man, oh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say. Yeah, yeah. I met me a good African girl. We got acquainted, you know me, I don't waste time. They say good things take time, so for you I'll be patient. Communication is key, shout if you have questions. Don't you hit me with silence. I hate it when you do that makes me feel unimportant. I love you when you kiss and touching on me, you know that. I won't keep your love like my deepest secret. Say, have you all to myself, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing. Say, no sharing, no sharing. African girl, you my African girl. You my African girl. African girl. Say, African girl. You my African girl. Hey, you my African. Swear to God, I don't make them like you no more. Yeah. Take it off soon as you walk through the door. Yeah, yeah. Skip the bed, then we take it straight to the floor. Hey. Beat it up, leave begging for more. Oh no, she dirty, whining for me, yeah. She be the realest, only riding for me, yeah. Oh yeah. Say, I won't keep your love like my deepest secret. Say, have you all to myself, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing. Oh girl, I won't keep your love like my deepest secret. Yeah. Have you all to myself, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing, no sharing. Say, no sharing, no sharing. You my African girl, African. You my African girl, African. You my African girl, African. You my African girl. Got the size, the hottest thing out right now. Tell 'em, man, oh. Say,
Wow, Teleman on your feel-good breakfast show. Let's take a look at what's happening in the news at 7. The Gauteng Roads and Transport Department is shutting down certain taxi routes in Johannesburg from tomorrow following a spate of crimes. Gauteng Roads and Transport MEC Ismail Vadi said yesterday. The necessary regulations were published in the Provincial Gazette in an effort to clamp down on the conflict between the Witwatersrand African Taxi Owners Association and the Nansfield Dube West Taxi Association. The department said 5 murders, 5 cases of damaged property and 1 of public violence had been opened recently. Facebook, South Africa's largest social media network, will soon display where the managers of all South African pages are located. This is in line with the social network's intention to increase transparency and combat fake news in the run-up to the 2019 South African elections. In the 2016 elections in the USA, where Hillary Clinton lost the presidency to Donald Trump in a stunning defeat, Facebook admitted that Russian parties used the platform to influence roughly 126 million Americans from outside the country. Now moving further abroad, in Zimbabwe, Gift of the Givers handed over aid packages to the value of 1.2 million rand to the principal of an Anglican school in Harare on Tuesday. The aid packages include 3,400 food parcels, 2,900 stationery packs, 6,000 diapers and 100,000 water purification sachets, which purify 1 million litres of water in cholera-affected areas. 30 wheelchairs were also donated. The South African Minister of International Relations and Cooperations, Lindiwe Sisulu, arranged the handover to Anglican Church representatives. The Anglican Church has 19 schools in its care in Zimbabwe. British MPs resoundingly rejected Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit divorce deal for a second time yesterday afternoon, leaving the country's planned March 29th departure from the bloc in chaos and doubt. With fears rising in both the UK and the EU of a chaotic British departure, British lawmakers now face 2 starkly different choices: no deal or delay. But many economists and businesses fear it would hammer the economy as tariffs and other trade barriers go up between Britain and the EU, its biggest trading partner. And then finally, a new challenge is going viral on social media. People around the world are taking part in the online trend called the #TrashTag Challenge. This requires people to take a before photo of an area that needs cleaning up and then an after photo when the job is done. This is then posted on various platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and Facebook. The challenge apparently originated in 2015, but only gained traction over the past few days when one man shared his #TrashTagChallenge pictures and urged other users to do the same. His images were quickly picked up on the challenge, and the challenge took flight. Now it seems the #TrashTagChallenge has people cleaning up parks, beaches across the globe, and let's start doing the same. Why not send your before and after pictures of the area that you've cleaned up, and let's keep this hashtag going viral. Let's take another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Ewan Strydom has the details.
Thank you very much, Leanne. That's right, let's get on that #TrashTag indeed. Right now, though, let's run you through your sports stories for your Thursday morning. Now, the quarterfinalists in the UEFA Champions League have been decided. Lionel Messi has now 36 goals from 36 games this season, scoring twice as Barcelona completed a 5-1 routing of Lyon at the Nou. Now, that while Liverpool's talisman in defence, Virgil van Dijk, scored a goal to add to a brilliant double from Sadio Mane to see out their 3-1 win over Bayern Munich. Now, the draw for the quarterfinal matchups will take place tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And the European battles continue tonight, with Arsenal needing to overturn a 3-1 deficit when they host Rennes. But thankfully, Alexandre Lacazette will be available to play as his 3-match suspension has now been reduced. Fellow Premier League top 4 contenders Chelsea travel to the Ukraine, holding a 3-0 advantage of Dynamo Kiev. And finally, the Proteas cruised to victory over Sri Lanka in the 4th ODI, winning by 6 wickets with 103 balls left to spare, and that was at St George's Park in PE yesterday. Having bowled Sri Lanka out for 189, the only resistance came from tail-ender Isuru Udana, who hit a rapid 78. But in reply, Quinton de Kock completed 5 successive ODI half-centuries to equal the South African record he already jointly holds with Jonty Rhodes. Now they can complete a clean sweep in the final match at Newlands on Saturday, and we're definitely holding thumbs for our Proteas. That's where we leave your sport for now. We'll run you through once again in half an hour's time.
Thank you, Ewan. Let's take a look at your roads. Starting off in the Western Cape this morning in Bellville, there is congestion on the N1 inbound. That's between Durban Road and Sable Road. The average traveling speed there is 30 kilometers per hour, delays up to 15 minutes. And off to Gauteng, we're going to Bedfordview on the R24 westbound. There are roadworks after Barbara Road obstructing the left lane, so please do approach that with caution as well. A bit of a train update on the Central Line. The current available fleet on the Central Line only allows for 1 train every hour. The running times between Chris Honey and Bellville to and from Cape Town are approximately 90 minutes. That's where we leave your traffic for the morning. The next one in about half an hour.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, we're going to start it off by first taking a look at those beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. We received one from Dobson Allen John, who sent us this beautiful sunrise from Trafalgar, where today you can expect cloudy conditions, so expect also a morning shower here and there, and a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. But on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures across the country. In Polokwane, a low of 14 with a high of 29 is expected for today. Mbombela, 17, 28. It's sunny in Pretoria, 14 with a high of 33. Johannesburg, 12, reaching a high of 30. It's partly cloudy in Mahikeng, 18 with a high of 32. Klerksdorp, 16, reaching a high of 33. Partly cloudy conditions in Kimberley, 20 with a high of 31. Bloemfontein, 15, reaching a high of 29. Partly cloudy in Richards Bay, 20 with a high of 31. Pietermaritzburg, 18, 28. Durban, 22, reaching a high of 27. Mthatha, 18 with a high of 24. It's partly cloudy in East London today with a high of 24. Cradock, 15 with a high of 27. If you're in Port Elizabeth, 18, 23 can be expected. George, 16 with a high of 22. Sutherland, 12, 27. Cape Town, 16, reaching a high of 24. It's partly cloudy in Worcester with a high of 28. Springbok, sunny, 14 with a high of 33. And partly cloudy in Uppington, 22 with a high of 36 degrees Celsius. Well, if you'd like to be like Dobson and send us a beautiful sunrise photo, you can do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Zoe Brown. We're taking a break again here because when you give the feel good, you need to take breaths in between, right?
Exactly. So we're taking a quick breath in between. Yes. When we come back after the break, it's all about tech news, and Twitter has got something new. So they've got a new feature that makes sharing pictures a little bit easier.
Ooh, and keeping it kind of techie, guess who learns how to fly a drone? Tubby-So himself. I hope he didn't crash it.
I am the multi-talented. Catch you after the break.
All Expresso presenters and guests fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the presenters of Expresso and fly Mango.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Time for us to take a look at what is new and happening in the world of technology. And you and some exciting things on social media.
Yes, you like Twitter and all those kind of things.
I enjoy social media.
So here's the thing. Twitter revealed an update feature that allows you to kind of share your photos a little bit more easy, similar to the way that you would do on Instagram stories. So it's the same thing. So at South by Southwest 2019, the social network launched the new update that allows you to access the camera feature by simply swiping left, like you would on Instagram, basically. But once a camera mode, you can then easily choose between capture mode, which lets you take a quick photo or a video, or the live mode, which allows you to then go live through Periscope, which you know is paired with Twitter. But when you swipe into the camera mode, the app will then open your camera's rear-facing camera by default, because Twitter really wants users to capture the world around them instead of just streaming selfies the whole time. All
make it a little less self-obsessed.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. They really want you to capture the outside world with this particular kind of feature as well. But once you've taken the photo, then you're able to kind of post it straight to Twitter, along with text up to your regular 280 characters. So you can do it straight there. But I think what really is kind of cool, if you're kind of into that thing, it'll also use your location to help you tag the video more accurately. So for example, if you're at the beach, it'll pick up the relevant hashtags and then you're good to go. So it'll recognize that you're at a beach via your location, and then there's a, I don't know, hashtag beach cleanup.
Very, very interesting.
Very cool.
And I'm pretty sure it will eventually evolve into filters being added.
I'm sure at some stage it's going to
being,
happen. You know, because you can't live without your filters.
No, I can.
I'm just kidding.
I can. But something quite interesting, and we're going a little bit more scientific now. Now, researchers at Heriot-Watt University in Scotland, they claim to have successfully performed an experiment proving one of the most mind-blowing theories in quantum physics. Now, that two people can observe the same event and experience completely different realities and both be correct. Now, quantum physics has a concept called superposition, where a single photon of light can exist as both a particle and a wave at the same time until it is actually measured, much like Schrodinger's cat. Now, what researchers were able to do is recreate a quantum physics thought experiment where two scientists observed a photon quietly and both have different outcomes. Now, instead of scientists, the experiment used lasers, beam splitters, and a series of 6 photons that were measured by various pieces of equipment. Now, the research still needs to be vetted and officially published, but if everything checks out, this could spark off an entirely new scientific conversation about whether we live in an objective reality or not.
Wow. I need to really concentrate to keep up with that story, but it's crazy, man.
Interesting.
Where they're heading, eh? Where are they heading with all this? How did he observe something like quietly? What do they do? They sit there and watch it?
We'll have to figure it. We'll have to wait for them to publish those results to, of course, get a better understanding, because it is a massive topic to eventually unpack.
Right over my head this morning. Anyways, those are your tech stories. But I think, let us know what you think about the Twitter feature. I think that's pretty cool, man. Makes those kind of social media integration just a little bit easier.
You know what, in 2019, I don't want us to ever take for granted the awesomeness of drone shots. Now, whether it's on shows like Top Billing or those sweeping scenes at festivals or dramatic battle scenes in movies, drones really have revolutionized the way we see filming and photography.
Absolutely, they've changed the game completely, but you know, there is now an opportunity for anyone to go out and learn, to explore and discover the legalities, the art, the science. And when I say the science, it is quite the science of drone flying. And there's one place where it all starts. Have a look at this. The drone buzz has hit South Africa really hard in the past few years, but it is serious business. And that's why I'm here today at UAV Industries in Cape Town to find out exactly what it takes to become a commercial drone pilot. Let's check it out.
UAV Industries is one of only 2 companies in Africa to have both a certified drone training school and a drone operator certificate. So to learn here is to do so from working professionals.
Whoa, okay, Jan, I have to tell you, I have played around with some drones before, but this all seems way too next level. What's going on here?
Technically, if you've got deep enough pockets, you can buy these off the shelf and start flying them as a hobby. But as soon as you want to fly them commercially, start making money from them, you would need a RPL license or a commercial license as well.
And this is where it all happens, right? But what's the process to get in this remote pilot license?
Firstly, we've got ground school. So ground school is the theory part of the license. And we sit in the classroom where everything gets explained to you. We start off with the subject of air law. You go through human factors, meteorology. There's a few other subjects we also cover. So it's quite advanced. We get into aviation. So this is your first stepping stone into the aviation world.
It sounds like an intense program. Why would I need to understand air law and the weather and all of that?
You fly in a controlled environment. You fly in other airspace, other aircraft, manned aviation aircraft. You fly with them, but just at a lower level. So you need to know how they think, how they talk on the radio, how they understand airspace.
Well, I think I'm ready to get going and just understanding this process. Should we go?
Yes, let's go.
Given the speed of these crafts, it's best to start your skill development in a controlled environment.
Jan, I'm guessing this is where all the practicals happen?
Not entirely. So normally we go out to a registered flying field, but what we've done here for you today is we've set up a drone in here just to get you a bit of a feel for how it is on the sticks of the real thing. So Mustafa over here is going to explain to you how everything works.
Mustafa, that seems very intimidating.
Yes, it is, but it is actually Jan's. He will have the master transmitter, so in your flight, if anything happens, he will make the correction action.
Okay, do I not get one?
Of course you do. This is your one. Are you ready to give it a try?
Yes, I am. So exciting. Should we go?
Okay, so what you want to do is, everything's about small movements. Okay. You're going to try and hold that drone in the same position while maintaining a good altitude. You want altitude to be about eye level. Are you ready to give it a go?
Yeah, I'm nervous, but let's go.
Okay, I'm going to start it up for you.
Okay.
Okay, your throttle is down.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got control. So we'll raise the throttle slowly, like I explained. Here we go. That's it. Slowly down with the throttle, up again.
Am I doing this okay? Is it normal that it must go so fast?
No, so what you want to do is slowly, small movement like I explained to you with the throttle. So up and down, slowly with the left stick.
Okay, let's just say if this was an aeroplane, we'd all not be around anymore.
Yeah, no, we're definitely all dead.
Mustafa, this is yours. You handle that, baby. This is not my world, maybe. Just yet.
We'll get you there.
Yes.
This is aerial photography at a fraction of the cost of manned aircraft, making it highly popular across the security, mapping, mining and survey industries.
Wow, Jan, I've done my theory, I've done my practicals. What's the last stage of it?
So the last step is called a skills test. So that's when we get an examiner in. He will test your theory knowledge as well as your flight ability. And then after that, you get one of these. It's called your RPL, your remote pilot license.
So basically, this is my ticket to the skies.
Correct, yeah. With this, you can work for a company that's authorized by CAA to do any commercial work you want. There's a lot of industries you can go into. There's companies that operate in filming, there's companies that operate in agriculture, doing mapping. You can do security with it. This also opens you up to the broader aviation industry, so you can fly Boeings and bigger airplanes one day. Yeah.
Jan, I've had a really good time with you here today. Thank you. But I think I'm going to leave all of this flying to professionals like you.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, let's go have coffee though.
Yes.
Getting your wings has never been this accessible, affordable, and potentially profitable.
Well, we are back for round 2 of Morning Fitness. And of course, this morning, it's all about a core workout. And in fact, you said it's a core blast. So Ewan Straden is taking the lead on this one, teaching me a few workouts to strengthen my core. Because like you said earlier, the core is not just the abs, it's this entire stretch, including the lower back.
All the way around. You got to make sure that it's healthy, that it is strong. I love doing a lot of core, especially if I'm at work, sitting in studio, especially in my radio studio as well during the day here. Wherever I can find just like 5 or 10 minutes, you work on that core because that is your power. That is where you generate all your energy from. Right. Okay. So Zoe, we put you through a bit of a challenge earlier on. So now we're going to get back into it. Now, core is all about stabilization and balance. So what we're going to do, get into the plank position. Your feet nice and wide apart like that. All right. And now you're going to lift your opposite hand and your opposite leg and balance.
Ooh, it's not that easy.
It's not that easy. Keep it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, I'll do better now.
Let's try the other one. Find your balance.
See, this is where you need to engage the core.
Find your balance.
Okay, I need to come closer.
So it's good fun if you're going to be doing this with a couple of mates and you can see how long you can actually hold it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. So try and do that for like 10 counts a side and repeat it like I would say for 4 to 6 times. All right.
So Ewan showed me this earlier and I was like, that'll be easy.
That's fine.
I can hold my balance.
So
okay.
once you've done that one, another variation, what you can do is back into the plank position. This is a bit of an explosive one. So what you want to do is your hands just under your shoulders, and then I want you to explode up with your feet outside of your hands. So there into the squat position, hold it, and then up.
And up.
And then you go back down. Between, bam, and back. Up.
There we go.
That's it. Focusing on contracting that core. Bam. Nice. Great variation as well. Try and do that for time, 30 seconds. Aim for that and then aim for a minute afterwards. And now, the actual challenge part.
I found that the explosive workout easier than the balance.
A brilliant one. I love this one. You work in a bit of an explosive twist. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to do it slow first.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to keep your left hand straight on the ground. You turn, you kick your one foot out. Bam.
So
and this is where you want to end up.
A twist.
Keep your right foot. No, other one. Right foot. There we go.
There we
yes.
go.
And you hold that. You feel it in the hammy right there, and then you repeat. You rotate back to the other side, kick the foot out.
Okay, so it's this one.
That leg down. Yes.
There we go.
All right, and then you make it a fluid movement. There. There. And you do that for time as well. Rotating the cork, and you feel it all the way around. The front, the back, everything.
For people that have balance problems.
But it's good. It shows you that if your core is weak, then your balance is completely off, and why you need that core to be strong. And by doing these kind of exercises without any weights, just using your body weight, you can really work on getting a solid core. Just a few. I would say do it every day. Do a variation on some of these every day.
I'm still confused. Which hand and leg must go together?
There we go.
Okay, I'll work on this one.
We're going to work on that.
This is my homework.
It's great. Well done. Put it there. That's your core blast this morning. Not so bad, man.
How does that workout feel, hey, Zoe? Haha, better you than me, baby girl. Listen, we're going to take a break, and after the break, you're telling us all about SpaceX. They have landed Dragon Crew, or Crew Dragon, out in the Atlantic Ocean. That's incredible.
It's incredible stuff, yeah.
So brave that these people do these things. But also still coming up, we've got Telemen performing, and we're also going to be talking about World Kidney Day, which you don't want to miss, so stick around.
This Friday, the 15th of March, we are halfway through the third month of the year, but certainly no half measures when it comes to bringing you all that is so good. We're joined by drummer of the legendary band Guns N' Roses, Frank Furrer, in the studio, as well as Her Majesty, the Queen, DJ Zintle, who'll be getting us all ready for the weekend. And we also get deeper with Holly Ray, who brings us an exclusive of her latest single. All of that this Friday, the 15th of March on Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. I hope it's lekker on your side. It's so good to hang out with you. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Now, some out of this world news, the final frontier. Earlier this week, a video was posted by NASA actually showing a space capsule landing in the Atlantic Ocean with parachutes. Now, the capsule was part of SpaceX's Crew Dragon DM-1 mission, which was launched on the 2nd of March. And on board were a test dummy called Ripley, believe it or not, and a little plushie toy. We have Daniel Kanema with us this morning to unpack all of this for us. How's it, Daniel, man?
Yeah, morning.
Hope you're doing well. Look at the plushy little toy there.
Yeah.
There's Ripley, both chilling and living their best lives.
It looks pretty swish, eh?
It looks pretty cool.
Futuristic. It's not.
I could live in island there for a little while.
Well, yeah, maybe a couple of days.
No, why not? But okay, let's get into it. What exactly is Crew Dragon, and what was the point of this demo mission?
Yeah, so in 2011, the NASA retired the space shuttles. So from that point on, America and NASA could not send astronauts to space. So in order to send astronauts to the International Space Station and bring them back down, they've been relying on the Soyuz capsules.
Right.
And what they did to try and solve that problem was they went commercial. So Boeing and SpaceX are both testing capsules now, which can take humans back to the space station.
Right.
And then NASA will obviously purchase that launch and send it up. So this was the first full test of the crewed capsule from SpaceX.
Wow.
So they launched it on the 2nd of March, as you said. It went up to the International Space Station. It docked. I mean, it looks super futuristic. It looks like it's from a movie, but that's real.
But it's real.
And yeah, so then they docked to the space station successfully. They dropped off some supplies and then brought it back down safely. So it was a perfectly successful test.
That's amazing, man.
I mean, yeah, SpaceX makes it look pretty easy.
It always like that, you know, we don't understand the planning that goes on behind something like this, but when it happens, we're like, wow, that looks kind of easy. They did it, okay. But I mean, what are they ultimately hoping in terms of the long term with these kind of capsules? Is it the reusability or something?
Yeah, so this one in particular won't be reusable because, as you saw at the end, it was a bit like a toasted marshmallow. It was done. But basically the capacity to send astronauts to space again, which was lost, you know, 8 years ago. So by the end of the year, they're hoping to actually do a test launch with real astronauts now up to the space station on this.
So what you said by the end of the year?
Yeah. August. So I mean, they're moving incredibly quickly, and then of course America will have that capacity once again to send people up, and they can send them to the space station. That's the easiest place at the moment, but that's the step, right? From there, it's just a simple case of sort of, you know, extending the mission. You can go to the moon, and then obviously extending further to Mars in the next decade or so.
Exactly, but I mean, this is the first steps we are witnessing right now of something very real that can happen. Just quickly, how long before we could possibly see commercial kind of flights going to space now? Because I mean, there's a big drive on that as well.
Yeah, so these are non-commercial. So these are for the astronauts. But that too, I mean, it's coming. There's a lot of talk. Virgin Galactic, the Blue Origins.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of testing.
They've been doing a lot of testing. Blue Origins did a successful test the other day, up to 80 kilometers and back down. So they're both talking, and I think they probably keep it fairly quiet, but also potentially this year, we could be seeing the first space tourists going up and back down.
It's coming. Our world is getting very small now. We don't know. Listen, Daniel, thank you very, very much. Very interesting. That's your final frontier on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning.
Well, it's that time of the morning for us to quickly take a look at those headlines, starting with national news. The Gauteng Roads and Transport Department is shutting down certain taxi routes in Johannesburg from tomorrow, following a spate of crimes, Gauteng Roads and Transport MEC Ishmael Vadi said yesterday. And staying with some local news, Facebook will soon display where the managers of all South African pages are located. This is in line with the social network's intention to increase transparency and combat fake news in the run-up to the 2019 South African elections. And now we move to news across the border in Zimbabwe. Gift of the Givers handed over aid packages to the value of 1.2 million rand to the principal of an Anglican school in Harare on Tuesday. The Anglican Church has 19 schools in its care in Zimbabwe. And British MPs resoundingly rejected Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit divorce deal for a second time yesterday afternoon, leaving the country's planned March 29 departure from the EU bloc in chaos and doubt. And finally, some good news. After a month of roaming the countryside, Mufasa the lion, missing from the Karoo National Park, has finally been captured. Mufasa was located on a farm outside Sutherland in the Northern Cape. That's about 300 kilometers from home. He was darted from a helicopter and is right now sleeping it off in a police holding cell in Sutherland, waiting for his ride back to the park. When asked what charges Mufasa faced, SANParks' Reynold Takuli jokingly answered and says he's spending the night in jail, but he's certainly not a criminal. Well, that's the last lion to hold the record for the longest disappearance was 4-year-old Sylvester in 2016. Now, he managed to evade capture for a fortnight. Well, I suppose that is good news that Mufasa is heading home. That's where we leave your morning headlines. Let's take another look at your sport.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Good news with regards to Mufasa. Right now, let's take a look at what's happening out in the sport fields with your sport news headlines. The quarterfinalists in the UEFA Champions League have been decided. Lionel Messi now has 36 goals from 36 games this season, scoring twice as Barcelona completed a 5-1 routing of Lyon at the Nou. Now that while Liverpool's talisman in defence, Virgil van Dijk, scored a goal to add to a brilliant double from Sadio Mane to see out their 3-1 win over Bayern Munich. Now the draw for the quarterfinal matchups will take place tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. And the European battles continue tonight, with Arsenal needing to overturn a 3-1 deficit when they host Rennes. But thankfully, Alexandre Lacazette will be available to play as his 3-match suspension has now been reduced. Fellow Premier League top 4 contenders Chelsea travel to the Ukraine, holding a 3-0 advantage of Dynamo Kiev. And then quickly taking a look at your cricket news this morning. Finally, the Proteas cruised to victory over Sri Lanka in the 4th ODI, winning by 6 wickets with 103 balls left to spare at St. George's Park in PE yesterday. Having bowled Sri Lanka out for 189, the only resistance came from tail-ender Isuru Udana, who hit a rapid 78. But in reply, Quinton de Kock, he completed 5 successive ODI half-centuries to equal the South African record he already jointly holds with John T. Rhodes. Now they can complete a clean sweep in the final match at Newlands on Saturday, and we're definitely holding thumbs for that. That's where we leave your sport headlines for now. We'll run you through one more time at the top of the hour.
Thank you, Ewan. Let's take another look at your roads this morning. We start off in the Western Cape in Gugulethu. There is congestion on the N2 inbound, that's between Airport Approach Road and the M3 turnoff, and the average traveling speed there is 20 kilometers per hour with delays up to 25 minutes. That means slow-moving traffic this morning. And off to Gauteng in Boysens on the M1 northbound. There has been an accident before Crownwood Road, and delays can be expected from the N12. Off to the trains on the Northern Line, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes. That's on the Wellington Line. This is due to infrastructure problems and vandalism in various areas. Wellington and Kraaifontein trains are rerouted to operate via Monte Vista. Your next report will be at 8 o'clock.
Well, let's take a look at those temperatures another time. In fact, for another... okay, let's first look at those beautiful sunrise photos. We're going to start off with this one we received from Prigga Moodley, who sent us this spectacular sunrise from Langebaan. Today, you can expect bits of sunshine here and there, and of course, a light southeasterly breeze reaching a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. But let's look at the rest of the temperatures. We start off in Polokwane. Your low is 14, your high 29. Mbombela 17 with a high of 28. Pretoria 14, 33, Johannesburg 12 with a high of 30. It's partly cloudy in Mahikeng, 18 with a high of 32. Klerksdorp 16 reaching a high of 33. Partly cloudy conditions in Kimberley, a high of 31. Bloemfontein 15 reaching a high of 29. Richards Bay 20 with a high of 31. Pietermaritzburg 18 reaching a high of 28. Durban 22 with a high of 27. Mthatha 18 reaching a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in East London, 20 with a high of 24. Cloudy conditions in Cradock today, reaching a high of 27. Port Elizabeth, 18, 23. George, 16, 22. Sutherland, 12 with a high of 27. Cape Town, 16 with a high of 24. Worcester, 15, 28. Sunny conditions in Springbok with a high of 33. And Uppington, 22 with a high of 36 degrees Celsius. We'll bring you a final weather update at 8 o'clock.
Alrighty, so you know what? We are very excited. Expresso Morning Show loves to share all the good things with our viewers. And boy, do we have a treat for you. Legendary American rock drummer Frank Ferrer, best known for drumming with Guns N' Roses since 2006, is in South Africa to perform in a Guns N' Roses and Friends tribute show at the Hillcrest Quarry on Friday, the 15th of March. Well, we have this special message for you from him. Here we go. Take a look quickly.
Hey, what's up? This is Frank Ferrer from Guns N' Roses. You'll catch me live on Expresso this coming Friday, March 15th, between 6 and 9 a.m. on SABC3.
All right, so yeah, it's a little bit intimidating sitting behind this drum set, but you know what? That's right. Frank Ferrer will be spending Friday morning, that's tomorrow, with us on set. He's going to be here to perform a wicked drum solo, and also you have an exclusive chance to meet the man in the flesh. Are you done now?
That's right. Now,
Okay.
if you're an aspiring drummer like me, or if you think you can beat me and you'd love a chance to learn some tricks from a bona fide master, then make sure you submit a video of yourself performing your own banging drum solo. Yes, that's right, to our Facebook page, and you could stand a chance of getting the experience of a lifetime.
That's so bad. That's just so
So
bad.
good.
So bad.
Entries are limited to residents of Cape Town, but we want you to share your talents with South Africa. So make sure you submit a video of your drum solo to our Facebook page. That's Expresso Morning SABC3.
Yeah, and if you reside in Cape Town, you could meet Frank Ferrer in the flesh. I'm actually not going to do anything. Just like... There we go.
Well, we are taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Today is World Kidney Day, and after the break, we'll connect with the Cape Kidney Association to commemorate this day. And of course, we want to make sure your kidneys stay healthy. We'll connect with a registered dietitian after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Time for us to connect with you on Facebook, because today is World Kidney Day, and we're asking you the question, would you donate your kidney if you could save someone's life? A lot of yeses coming through, and looking at these comments, Gift says, Aya, that's yes in Shoma Jozi language. Valeni says, yes, I am a registered organ donor. That's absolutely incredible. I'm going to scroll down, because Chris here says, I'm glad to see so many people want to donate. I'm 5 years on dialysis, going on 6. Grooteskuur needs all of you. So as you can see, Chris sharing his story with us, and of course, a lot of people in need of help. Simpiwe says, honestly, I don't know. I'm scared of surgery. Makanyi says, I won't give my kidneys to anyone except my kids in future. So a lot of people giving us their opinions. Glenda here says, good morning. Yes, I would. Well, as we continue to commemorate World Kidney Day, feel free to head on over to our social media, share your thoughts with us with that hashtag Expresso Show.
Thank you so much, Zoe. It really is such an important day. Now, it is a World Kidney Day, like we've heard now, and we are shining that focus on this very important organ in the human body this morning. And we are joined this morning by Molly Fabe, Executive Director of the Cape Kidney Association, which is an NPO which raises funds for indigent kidney patients, and is also the only organization in the Western Cape that is patient care based. Now, she shares more with us this morning on the importance of this particular day of commemoration towards our kidneys, a vital organ. Hello, Molly. How lovely to have you this morning.
Morning.
So you've got the T-shirt. You are ready. You are walking the talk this morning. I love that.
There we go.
With regards to the state of kidney health in South Africa, what's required, what people are going through, are people getting the necessary treatment and attention that they need and deserve?
It's very far and few between because there's not enough dialysis units around. We have found that patients have to travel very far because there are not enough units, there are not enough machines. It's very sad because lots of them have to travel from far, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to get to the dialysis at the hospitals. Now we deal directly with, or mainly with, the provincial hospitals. So we deal in the indigent sectors. And that is our focus, our main focus that we do. So I work predominantly with the social workers at the various units.
Yeah. What do you feel as an organization, the Cape Kidney organization, about the importance of a day like this in terms of raising awareness? How does it help your cause and what you are doing?
We reach out today, especially, we want people to come along, especially this evening. This walk started about 8 years ago with 150 people. Last year we had about 650. And we'd love to reach 1,000 people tonight to say, please come along, come and have a look and see what it's about, because kidney awareness is a silent, people don't understand that there are various factors that can cause your kidney to fail. And as I said, we are patient care, so we look after those indigent patients. We supply them with food parcels. Most of them are unemployed. Some of them are on disability grants. So we do food parcels, we do bursaries. Tonight's function is more to raise funds for our food parcels. And if I may just divert a bit, we have a golf day. We really, really want people to come out in May, companies to support us, because the golf day raises funds for our bursary fund.
Okay.
And, Cape Kidney, we only do fundraising, and we are not, we rely on donations from people.
And I can only imagine, it's a very tough space to operate in, having, solely to rely on donations, but yet it's for such an incredible cause that you guys are doing it as well. You mentioned the walk that's going to be happening tonight, so that's a 5-kilometer fundraiser at Sunset. Where is that happening, and how can people find out more?
Registration starts at Mully Point Lighthouse, and we open from 3 o'clock this afternoon. The actual walk takes place at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we want everybody to please come along. Family, friends, patients come along, people in wheelchairs, everybody comes along this evening. It's a beautiful walk, it's a lovely, and it's a good cause that you're supporting. And it's only 60 Rand. And at the end, they'll get a snack pack, they'll get a medal, just for participating and creating that awareness. So we obviously ask people to buy our T-shirts so they can also wear the T-shirt to show the awareness.
I love that.
It's worldwide today.
Yeah.
Globally, a walk will be taking place.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are taking part of that, and you're doing your thing, and you're just raising the awareness, getting the word out there. And thank you very much for you and your incredible team for doing all of that hard work.
I, in fact, was appointed as they call it champion, we call it ambassadors for a World Kidney Day from Brussels. So
fantastic.
2 years ago I was appointed,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're definitely carrying that flag very, very high. But if you like to take part in that Sunset Walk this evening and are in Cape Town, then make sure you can send your RSVP and get more information by emailing capekidney@xsinet.co.za.
Well, here to help us continue that conversation around World Kidney Day, we have registered dietitian Lauren Moore with us in studio. And yes, we are in the kitchen. We've got a bunch of ingredients in front of us because we want all the nutritional advice we can get to make sure our kidneys stay healthy. Lauren, it's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me. It's always
fun.
fun.
It's always fun, and it's always interesting to learn new things and also just to make slight tweaks to our lifestyle. And we are talking today because it is World Kidney Day, and we want to make sure our kidneys maintain healthy? Why is it so important for us to look after our kidneys?
I think kidneys are probably one of the most underappreciated organs. So we just take them for granted. We go on crazy detox diets and we spend so much money on cleansers. But actually our kidneys are part of our inherent body's detoxing system. So they're responsible for getting rid of extra metabolites that we don't need so they don't build up in our system and make us ill. They're responsible for fluid balance. They help bone health. They help with production of red blood cells. So they're a very diverse organ and it's really worth prioritizing their health.
And it's a very important organ as well. So let's start off with, what would you recommend we cut out of our diet or eat less of in order to make sure our kidneys stay as healthy as possible?
So it sounds like an easy question, but it's actually quite complicated when we're talking about kidneys. So I think it's important to clarify who we're talking about today. So anyone who has an established kidney issue or kidney disease, or they're on dialysis or have late-stage kidney problems, there are very specific foods that they should avoid and they should eat more of. And there's not enough time to talk about it today. So we won't be talking about that. And I really encourage them to see a dietitian who's got experience in the field. So today we'll focus more on those people who are not necessarily having current issues with their kidneys, and we want to promote their kidney health and keep their kidneys as healthy as possible. So things we want to cut out are the usual suspects. So, and I think we want to look at this in the sense of preventing damage to our kidneys, which often happens from chronic diseases of lifestyle like high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity. So for anyone who's managing these conditions, you want to optimize your management. For anyone who hasn't been diagnosed with these conditions, you want to prevent them from developing. So things like processed meats, polonies, they're very high in saturated fat and salt, so they're definitely something you want to eat as little as possible. For anyone who's living with high blood pressure, you want to watch out for processed food and tinned food because they often have a lot of salt, a lot of added salt. And then things like takeaways, sweets and chocolates, sugary drinks, which are very calorie dense, all the nice things. You want to eat them in moderation.
Well, you did say those are the usual suspects. You've also brought some ingredients along because a little bit later we'll be making a hearty, healthy chicken soup. What is it about these ingredients that's so good for you and for your kidneys specifically?
So I love soup. I love winter because soup becomes more of a norm in the kitchen. And the reason I love soup is because we often don't eat enough vegetables. And soup is a great way to just pack in the vegetables. And vegetables are so important for overall health and managing those chronic diseases of lifestyle that we mentioned. So what we've done today is we've packed in a lot of vegetables, a lot of fresh produce, and not too much of the processed food or the tinned food. We've done a lot of the vegetables and the fresh herbs to flavor instead of relying on salt. And also what we've done, like you mentioned earlier, small little tweaks that we want to make to our diet.
Yes.
So choosing a leaner type of protein like chicken instead of your fattier meats like mutton or lamb, and choosing a light coconut milk instead of a normal coconut milk. So it doesn't have to be a complete overhaul of your diet or any crazy big changes. You just want to focus on small changes which will cumulatively have a big impact on your kidney health.
Okay, and then just quickly making those small changes. I see a lot of green leafies in front of me. These are considered your superfoods for your super nutrients or your superfoods for your kidneys. How much of these should we be including in our diet every day?
So I think the green leafy veg are often overlooked and we don't eat enough of them. So I always just say eat as much as you can. And the same for your berries and your strawberries. They've got a lot of antioxidants, so they're really important. From a vegetable side of things, ideally you should be eating half a plate of veg at every meal in an ideal world, so that's our ultimate goal. And then fruits, you should be eating about 2 to 3 fruits, but obviously it's specific for the person, so that's a general guideline that we should be following.
Okay, well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and of course we will be continuing our conversation around World Kidney Day. And don't go anywhere, we will be using these ingredients on your Feel Good Breakfast show to whip up a hearty, healthy chicken soup.
Yeah, that's right. So that's Lauren Moore. Thank you very much, a dietitian, giving us those tips on how we need to be eating to look after our kidneys, because it is really, after all, one of the most important organs on our bodies,
It's
right?
my favorite organ. Look, it filters toxins,
Yes.
and it also works very closely. I mean, it's such a vital organ, man. And we can't underestimate it. You know, it's what you have, and that's why we also look in terms of what we eat. We need to be very, very selective as to what we eat. But talking about healthy eating, that's what we're talking about now. The effects of that on your skin, Nick.
Absolutely, beauty.
Because it's got a direct effect.
Y'all want to look like Jennifer Lawrence? And it's more than just a moisturizer. It starts from within. Good nourishment starts from within. So is there a link between good skin basket and diet? Absolutely there is. Our our skin cells are constantly regenerating. So we're getting rid of the old ones and bringing in the new ones to make ourselves look younger. And you need nutrients to do that. So what sorts of nutrients are we looking at? Fruits and vegetables.
Fresh, yes.
Right? It seems basic. We've all heard it since we were yay high. But how true is it? 5 portions recommended a day, and that's in combination, so you can do maybe 3 fruits and things.
Okay.
What's your favorite sort of go-to fruit or vegetable for
I
the day?
love my bananas, my apples, and then I love my green veg, like I've said as well, my kales, my spinach, my broccolis, my green beans, sugar snaps, you know, those kind of things. I love the green veg, and then the peppers is also very
peppers
good.
are good.
Very high in vitamin C.
Oh, good linkage.
Yes.
Did we prepare this?
Yay!
Because
No.
the vitamin C you get in vitamin C rich foods like your citrus fruits, very high in collagen.
Okay.
Collagen. So instead of going to your doctor, Mr. Dr. Boinstein, he knows me
Mr.
well,
Boinstein.
to get a little injections, just cover your face in vitamin C. Throw oranges at your face, is what I'm saying. Okay, so we go from that to nuts.
I think what he means is just eat a lot of oranges. And,
Yes. Well,
maybe not throw them in your face because that's counterproductive.
And it's wastage, and we don't want to waste food.
Exactly.
Nuts. Nuts are very high in vitamin E, which is another essential vitamin for your skin. Again, really helps with elasticity because as we age, the skin, like it or not, it starts to sag and burg, and we need that extra boost, that extra elasticity to make it supple. Can I say supple on live air? Is supple okay to say? Listen, one of my favorites though is courtesy of Miss Naomi Campbell. And you always trust Miss Naomi when it comes to skin because she is flawless.
Look at her.
Even though she wears 8 pounds of makeup, I'm sure when she takes it off, she looks just as good. I don't know, maybe. Her top tip is always start the day water, but I love her tip is room temperature water, not cold water, because the cold water blasts the system and not in a good way. And always with some lime integrated, which is a natural antioxidant as well. But in terms of kidney and what you can eat, the magic elixirs for food for people who want to keep their kidneys, cauliflower and any sort of berry. Those are the elixirs when it comes to keeping good kidneys, and there's a definite link to good skin.
There you have it. There's some great options.
Nick. Well, look, it's also really easy. These are fruits and vegetables you can get just about anywhere, so you don't need to go traveling far and wide to go and try and find them, but they're also really good for your kidneys, your overall health, and I suppose as a result translates in the way that you look, your beauty, if you like.
You win.
Oh, well, I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and you know what? After the break, we're going to spend some time in the kitchen whipping up a healthy, hearty chicken soup. And of course, the one and only Talaman, he's still with us in studio. He's performing for us a track called Rainbow Girls. That's coming up after the break.
Got the size, understand right now. Hey, I got some Indian girls that lie to me, I like that. I got some white girls that never act white to me. I got some black girls on the shopping spree silently, and my colored girls only ones that get to bite the dick. I got a rainbow girls, I call them my rainbow girls. Replace the nasty with a pimp, cause nasty he a pimp. Do I have to write that on the blimp? They know that nasty he a pimp. Please believe I got a rainbow girls. I call them my rainbow girls. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso on a Feel Good Thursday right here on SABC3. The Feel Good, it never stops, and we're getting you ready for the weekend. You've got brand new music out, God Decides, and you're going to perform Rainbow Girl.
Yes, Rainbow Girls.
What inspired this song?
The women that we have in South Africa, man, we have like black, white, Indian, colored. They're all beautiful.
Representing each and every spectrum of the rainbow. Take it away, Teleman.
Hey, God decides right now. Hey, I I got some Indian girls that lie to me, I like that. I got some white girls that never act white to me. I got some black girls on a shopping spree silently, and my colored girls only ones that get to bite the dick. I got a rainbow of girls. I call them my rainbow of girls. Replace the teller with a pimp, cause teller he a pimp. Do I have to write that on a blimp? They know that teller he a pimp. Please believe I got a rainbow of girls. I call them my rainbow girls. Oh yeah, my slim girls walking tall in stilettos, hoping not to come ashore. My thick girls rocking Tommy, got that perfect figure. Please don't make me choose, I don't wanna start a brawl. I'm a player every day, I got a different fixture, right? Don't discriminate, I love them all. And it's not my fault, that is yours fault. Don't you worry, I'll send an Uber to pick you up and give you that Replace the teller with a pimp. They call me F, no, I'm a pimp. You, I gotta buy a mission in the heat to know that teller he a pimp. Please believe I got a rainbow of bras. Swear to God I love them with their flaws. When I'm free I make them curl their toe. I'll do anything for my girl. Go ahead, on the bed. Never touch on the bed. Told her go ahead, go ahead. I got some Indian girls that lie to me, I like that. I got some white girls that never act white to me. I got some black girls on a shopping spree silently, and my colored girls only ones that get to bite the D. I got a rainbow girls. I call them my rainbow girls. Replace the teller with a pimp. Cause teller ain't a pimp. Do I have to write that on a blimp? They know that teller ain't a pimp. Please believe I got a rainbow. I got a rainbow girls. Sing Eyes, the hottest thing out right now. Girls, rainbow. Girls,
On your feel-good breakfast show. Of course, he will be performing one more performance for us before the end of the show. But it's that time of the morning for us to take a quick and final look at those headlines. We start with local news. The Gauteng Roads and Transport Department is shutting down a certain taxi route in Johannesburg from tomorrow following a spate of crimes, and this is Gauteng Roads and Transport MEC Ishmael Vadi said yesterday. And Facebook will soon display where the managers of all South African pages are located, and this is in line with the social network's intention to increase transparency and combat fake news in the run-up to the 2019 South African elections. We now move to news across the border in Zimbabwe, where Gift of the Givers handed over aid packages to the value of 1.2 million rand to the principal of an Anglican school in Harare on Tuesday. The Anglican Church has 19 schools in its care in Zimbabwe. And British Prime Minister's MPs resoundingly rejected Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit divorce deal for a second time yesterday afternoon, leaving the country's planned March 29 departure from the EU bloc in chaos and doubt. And we end off your headlines with some good news. A new challenge is going viral on social media. People around the world are taking part in the online trend challenge called the #TrashTag Challenge. It's a bit of a tongue twister, and this requires people to take a before photo of an area that needs cleaning up and also an after photo when the job is done. This is then posted online on various platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and Facebook. And the challenge apparently originated in 2015, but only gained traction over the last couple of days when one man shared his hashtag #TrashTag challenge pictures and urged other users to do the same. His images were quickly picked up and the challenge took flight. Seems the #TrashTag challenge has people cleaning up parks and beaches across the globe, and let's start doing the same. Why not send us your before and after pictures? You can do so on the Expresso Facebook page. And that's where we leave your morning headlines.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Just after 8 o'clock, let's quickly take a last look at your sports stories this morning. Now, the quarterfinalists in the UEFA Champions League have been decided. Lionel Messi now has 36 goals from 36 games this season, scoring twice as Barcelona completed a 5-1 routing of Lyon at the Nou. Now, that while Liverpool's talisman in defence, Virgil van Dijk, scored a goal to add to a brilliant double from Sadio Mane to see out their 3-1 win over Bayern Munich. Now, the draw for the quarterfinal matchups will take place tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And the European battles continue tonight, with Arsenal needing to overturn a 3-1 deficit when they host Rennes. But thankfully, Alexandre Lacazette will be available to play as his 3-match suspension has been reduced. Fellow Premier League top 4 contenders Chelsea travel to the Ukraine, holding a 3-0 advantage over Dynamo Kiev. And finally, the Proteas cruised to victory over their Sri Lankan counterparts, the 4th ODI, winning by 6 wickets with 103 balls left to spare at St. George's Park in PE yesterday. Having bowled Sri Lanka out for 189, the only resistance came from tail-ender Isuru Udana, who hit a rapid 78. In reply, Quinton de Kock completed 5 successive ODI half-centuries to equal the South African record he already jointly holds with Jonty Rhodes. Now they can complete a clean sweep in the final match at Newlands on Saturday, and we're holding thumbs for our boykies. That's where we leave your sport on your Feel Good Breakfast show for your Thursday morning.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Let's take a final look at what's happening on your roads across South Africa. We start off in Gauteng in Kempton Park, where there is a stationary vehicle on the R21 northbound. That's after Nel Mapia's drive. The left lane is currently obstructed and causing delay, so please be careful there. And still in Gauteng in Jet Park on the N12 westbound, there has been a multi-vehicle accident after Croft Road. The emergency lane as a result is blocked, so please do approach with caution. And off to the trains, we take a look at the Cape Flats line, where there is an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes on the Cape Flats line, and this is due to defective trek circuits at Wetton, sets out of service and speed restrictions. That's where we leave it for this morning. Here is Zoe with the weather.
Thank you, Tabiso. And let's quickly take a final look at those beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. A big thank you to each and everyone that sent them. We have this one from Theo, who sent us a picture from a grey skyline from Tembisa, as well as Dobson for your beautiful sunrise from Trafalgar. And lastly, Prega, thank you for your spectacular sunrise picture from Langebaan. Now, if you have one you would love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But let's take a final look at the weather for today. If you're in Polokwane, expect a low of 14 with a high of 29. Mbombela 17, 28, Pretoria 14 with a high of 33, Johannesburg 12 reaching a high of 30, Mahikeng 18, 32, Klerksdorp 16 with a high of 33, Kimberley 20, 31, Bloemfontein 15 with a high of 29. Richards Bay partly cloudy with a high of 31, Pietermaritzburg 18, 28, Durban 22 with a high of 27, Mtatas 18 with a high of 24. East London 20 reaching a high of 24. Cloudy conditions in Cradock today, your high is 27. Port Elizabeth 18, 23, George 16 with a high of 22, Sutherland 12 reaching a high of 27. If you're in Cape Town, 16 with a high of 24 can be expected, Worcester 15, 28, Springbok sunny reaching a high of 33, and Uppington 22 with a high of 36 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Right now, returning to the kitchen with the lovely Anel Potgieter, who's here to sort us out with a delicious, hearty chicken soup perfect to look after your kidney health because it is World Kidney Day as well. We want to get fresh greens and fresh produce in our food, so make sure that our kidneys are smiling. And this is what we are making with our hearty chicken soup this morning, Anel.
Yeah. Weet jy what's nice now is winter. I can feel, it's not winter yet, but I can feel the chill in the air in Cape Town. It's coming.
Winter is coming.
And it's very easy with these vegetables, and even if you cook the vegetables, they still retain, you know, all the nutrition.
Exactly, exactly. Right, let's put it together. What do you do first?
So we've got a little bit of onion that we just fry. You get some it smells fabulous.
Love it.
And we're using chicken breast, just cut into small pieces.
Can you use other pieces of chicken as well?
Yes, for sure, but just cut the fat off. You know,
cut the fat
you
off,
can use the thighs and other pieces, but just cut the fat off and take the skin off. That's important.
But chicken breast tends to get dry if you overcook it. It's not going to be dry in your soup, or is it because of the liquid, or?
Yeah. What's nice about this, we're only going to cook it for about 10 minutes, so it's not going to dry out. So we just fry this to get a bit of flavour, that chicken flavour, and brown it a bit. Then we're going to add the vegetables. So we've got carrots.
Fresh carrots.
Yeah. That's also good for your eyes.
Yep. Nice. Look at that.
A bit of garlic. Always a bit of garlic.
Oh, you got to, and garlic is so healthy for you as well.
My favourite vegetable.
Green beans.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it, love it. And they're still going to be a little bit crunchy, I think, and it's going to give you that bite in the soup.
That crisp.
And then we've got a bit of celery in here, and a bit of fresh herbs. We've got a bit of thyme, oregano, and basil in here. So we're just going to chuck that in there.
If you don't have, do you put the string in there as well?
Yes, you put the string in because it's going to take it out at the end.
Oh, I see. So just for the flavour. Listen, can you use dried kind of these herbs? Because I mean, not everyone will have the fresh herbs. I know you can go buy it, but
exactly. But you know what? Just use a little bit. I will start with a pinch of oregano and taste, and a pinch of oregano because they're much stronger in flavour.
Righto.
Yeah.
But fresh, if we can find it, that's good.
Yeah, that's more delicious, I think.
Now we said we want to look after our kidney health with regards to the stock.
Yeah.
I know that normally there's a lot of salts and things in there as well.
Ideally, cook your own stock, but we don't have time for that. You know, we don't have. So please use a stock with low sodium content for this.
Just look out for that.
It's always a salt, you know, the salt. And then we're using light coconut.
The light coconut cream. Oh, that's going to add the creaminess to it.
And that's it. You boil this for about 8 minutes.
Sure, that is quick, eh? That's very quick.
8-10 minutes. And after that, you add your frozen peas.
Right.
And that you cook for another, say, 5 minutes, and then you're done. That's it.
And that's it. So you just take out the herbs after it's been infused, and you're left with a beautiful soup.
And what's nice about this, you're going to cook a lot. I like to cook a big pot of soup, and then you can freeze it.
Yes.
You know, when you're a busy guy, when you get home at night, 7 o'clock, you can take a small little bit out of the freezer. And to defrost is also easy.
Yeah.
Put it just in a pot, warm it up very slowly.
That's it.
Or in a microwave, also is brilliant.
Also helps. Listen, the keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on an ingredients list and a link to the recipe. That's soup to 33728, and we'll gladly send that to you as well. Just a quick question. Now, this is a chicken soup. What about our vegetarians?
Yeah.
What can you do to replace that in there? Things like maybe tofu? Or?
Yeah, it's so easy. And legumes, anything, beans, lentils. There's a wide variety of stuff that you can replace instead of chicken.
And obviously just get the vegetable stock then in there as well.
And keep your vegetables. And you don't have to stick with just these vegetables.
Yeah.
Remember the dietitian spoke about greens?
Yes.
So you can chuck in spinach in here, kale in here, as much veggies as you like. The more the healthier.
Got to get your veggies in there. That's a great thing about soup, and it's flavorful. That's going to be amazing. Anel, thank you very much. It looks amazing. Maybe that could be your dinner tonight. SMS the keyword soup to 33728.
Well, we're lucky enough to be joined in the studio this morning by singer, songwriter, record producer Teleman. And for those of you who don't know, Teleman and Zoe, they've got something in common. They're both from the sunny city of Durban, South Africa's playground.
It is South Africa's playground. It is summer all year round. And I mean, Teleman, you are from there. You're no longer living there, but I mean, I have special memories from it growing up, spending a lot of my childhood there. But what are some of yours?
Just the place, man. It's like quiet, very chilled, and the people are amazing there, and the food is like crazy amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are like my memories there.
Yeah. I must say, I'm not from Durban, but my mom was born and raised in Durban, so I do visit very often. And it's always just so mind-blowing, just the abundance of nature and beauty everywhere you turn. The beaches there are absolutely stunning. There really is no shortage of beauty. And I know that you grew up in a church, right? In a church choir. What other influences did you sort of get from growing up in Durban that have led to the person that you are today?
I mean, like everything, the way that I carry myself, like I was into sports when I was still living in Durban, you know, like I used to love playing soccer and I still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just feel like the place itself is just like amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
it really
is. The
is.
atmosphere there is just...
Everywhere you turn, really.
And if you want to party too, so...
Oh,
They do know how to party. Durbanites
No.
know how to party. Now, Telemann, I know you are currently based in Joburg. You're very busy. There's a hustle in Joburg. But sometimes breaking away and going to Durban is also, it's a holiday in itself. So whenever you break away from Joburg and you head to Durban, what are some of the activities you find yourself doing now as a tourist?
I don't feel like a tourist.
Okay.
I think I've done everything that there is to be done in Durban, but I still like the simple things, like going to play sports or just chilling with my friends, you know? Yeah, thinking about the old times.
The old times.
I must be honest, there really is something about Durban, you're right, that even if you're not from there, whether you're from there or not, when you do go there, you never do feel like a tourist. There's something that feels like home in Durban for anyone, doesn't matter where you're coming from. Telemann, man, thanks for chatting to us. You've still got a performance for us, right? One more?
Yeah, one more, whipped.
Perfect. Okay, well, that certainly made me want to head to Durban. In fact, I am going there next week for an inspiring getaway. So if it gave you that same feeling, maybe be sure to head to flymangotravel.com as they're currently offering a 2-night stay at the beautiful Southern Sun, Elangeni and Maharani from the amazing price of 2,900 Rand per person.
That's right. It's valid from the 1st of May to the 31st of July, so don't miss out. And remember that those T's and C's do apply.
Righto, so we are in our beauty room with Nick's toilets, everyone.
Hello.
And these gorgeous creatures. They are from Chicago,
Gorgeous.
the musical, man.
I love
Welcome,
Chicago.
guys.
Thank you. It's good
so
to be
good to
here.
have you guys. Hey, we've been seeing a bit of a warm-up that you guys have been doing, a little practice run. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to bring, man. How are you guys feeling?
We are so excited to be here.
Very excited. Guys, listen, we're talking kidneys, which is a super sexy organ, right?
Yes.
The sexiest, I would say.
I think it's responsible for everything looking great. So.
Absolutely. Now, guys, as performers and having to be in shape, obviously, to do the amount of work that you do on stage, are there any sort of foods that you make sure are in the diet that also then maybe boost the energy, but then also make the skin look and feel good?
Well, I definitely try and drink a lot of water, as we all know that helps. And then lately, I've been doing berries, loads of berries. I just have it with sparkling water and eat it, drink it, eat it. And then green tea. I drink green tea every day.
Green tea's a great
antioxidant.
Antioxidant,
And detoxifies and antidiuretic, which is sometimes we need that as performers just to like
just to get the
rid
energy
of
out.
toxins.
And
because berries are a big one for kidney functioning, and they're good for skin, and they give energy. That's
And
sort of
water.
that elixir and good water.
And then another one is dandelion tea.
Oh, the secrets are coming out.
Yeah.
What does that do?
That is just a very good as antioxidant for kidneys and liver, urinary tract, so that whole system.
But I can imagine that you guys really need to focus on what you're eating, especially with the physicality that you guys are doing with rehearsals. I mean, you guys work incredibly hard to put together something like Chicago.
I mean, it's like a 10-hour day every day.
Yeah.
So you
On
need
your
your
feet.
you
And
need your
especially these wonderful men, they're taking protein and making sure they're always healthy.
it's a staple diet of everything you need, from vegetables to protein to carbohydrates to extra protein shots.
Good fats.
Good fats, bad fats.
Sometimes bad fats.
You know what?
You have the balance.
You guys definitely got that balance right. Listen, thank you very much for joining us. We can't wait. So they're going to be performing for us a little bit later on Chicago, the musical. That's right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we're also talking parenting on your Thursday. That's what we reserve our Thursdays for. We're talking preparing for birth and life as a parent. So maybe if you're in that scenario right now, stick around for that with Meg Foray after the break.
This Friday, the 15th of March, we are halfway through the third month of the year, but certainly no half measures when it comes to bringing you all that is so good. We're joined by drummer of the legendary band Guns N' Roses, Frank Furrer, in the studio, as well as Her Majesty, the Queen, DJ Zintle, who'll be getting us all ready for the weekend. And we also get deeper, deeper, deeper with Holly Ray, who brings us an exclusive of her latest single. All of that this Friday, the 15th of March on Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3, where the stage is yours.
Talk with your head, I noticed. You do this a lot.
That would be so much better.
So much over, you'll count us as one. Tell them don't worry to go quite, cause I got my baby. I dream of a duo, now don't you agree? I keep it up when there's nothing to hide. That's how I feel, I must reveal it's more than I can. Let me assure you, it won't go away. I can assure you, it grows every day. I was a one once, but now I'm a we. Cause I got my baby, my dear little baby. Look at my baby and me. She's rough and full of something, incidentally so am I. Oh. Bye-bye. Mama. 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 Get out of our way, oh, and give us some room. Watch how we bubble and blossom and bloom. Like some freezer, but we got the key. Me and my baby, my dear little baby, my cute little baby, my sweet little. It's my feel good breakfast
Yes, it's Baby Talk time on the Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Now, your baby's first day of life. It is both exciting and exhausting for the both of you, absolutely. Now, we've heard all the horror stories, but we're here to ease your mind. So if you're wondering what your body physically needs as you prepare for birth, and also a lot of new parents stress about the emotional and psychological preparation for parenthood. So we have Meg Fora with us. She's an occupational therapist guiding us in the right direction. Meg, thank you very much for joining us. What an incredible moment for parents, you know, that the arrival or the preparation for the arrival of your little one. So I think let's get into it, because there's a lot of things, especially new parents, you know, that it's overwhelming. We've just been speaking about it. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, nobody can give you a manual and say like, well, this is what it's going to be like.
And even if they tell you what it's going to be like, it's just completely foreign. I mean, it's nothing can prepare
Everyone's experience is a little bit different.
It is.
So let's talk about it. As parents, and especially women, prepare for birth, from a physical point of view, I mean, what are some of the main needs I feel that maybe women should be aware of?
Well, first of all, it's not called labor for nothing. It is hard work. So it's very important that moms are fit. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. So please, you know, moms must keep up their fitness. And good idea for those last kind of 10 weeks of pregnancy is to walk at least 30 minutes every day. Walking is wonderful. It's also good because it can turn your baby around into the correct position. So we want our babies, you know, in a position so they'll come out easily. And if you're exercising nicely, that can do it. Another form of exercise that's fabulous is something like yoga or Pilates. First of all, a lot of the positions like child pose and cat stretch, they actually can kind of stretch out the ligaments in the pelvis to make birth a little bit easier as well.
Yeah.
So exercise right up to the end is really, really important.
Absolutely, and I also feel like in the same vein, if you know that you are gonna be trying for a baby, make sure that you build a strong, fit foundation going into the pregnancy as well. Because I mean, you don't want to start halfway through your pregnancy. Okay, now I need to try and get fit. It's not going to happen.
Absolutely, and there's certain exercises you shouldn't be doing, like for instance cycling and jarring activities and certain strength exercises. But certainly your walking and your Pilates are really good for preparing for birth.
Yeah. I want to ask you this. We'll come back to the emotional and psychological side of preparation, but babies, they're really expensive. And if you're a first-time parent, and this is what we touched on off air, how do you know what do you need to buy? Because there's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much, and it's something that myself and my wife, we went through with our firstborn, and you just don't know, so you end up buying everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the temptation is to think, gosh, well, you don't know what you need, so you go for everything. So there's a couple of things that I encourage parents not to get ahead of time. One of them is too many cute clothes. You're going to be given cute clothes for your stalk party and when your baby comes. When everybody knows it's a boy, they're going to give you the cute little tackies. But just hold back on the clothing side of things. There are some essentials that you can't skimp on. So things like a travel system and a car seat system, that's essential. You have to leave the hospital with that for safety reasons. So spend money on that. Spend money on a good carrier. So I love the upright carriers, the wrap style. I prefer those. A good breast pump, particularly if you're returning to work, and if you are going back to work, get an electric breast pump rather than a manual breast pump because it's going to take a lot quicker. So those are things that I think you have to have. In terms of the absolute basics, you need about 4 packs of newborn nappies. And I always encourage parents to go for the cheapest nappies they can get. Because you're going to go through like 9 in a day in daylight hours because the baby does these little squirts of poo all the time. So go for cheap ones there, and then have 1 pack of really expensive nappies for nighttime so that they can, kind of hold everything in for as much as possible at night. So those are the sort of things that you should be going for. I think wait and see what you get for your stalk party. Things like bottle sterilizers and bottle systems you don't need if you're going to be breastfeeding. So wait and see. So there's a lot of wait and see in the purchasing game.
Yeah, I think it's just that anticipation of like, do I have everything? And then you get advice from that mom and this guy, and it's like, oh, we love using this because this works for us, but not necessarily for you. Oh, but there's so much. Meg, thank you very much. We're going to continue with our baby talk in just a little bit. We'll get into that emotional and psychological side in terms of preparation before you have your little one.
Oh, well, listen, we are outside. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And Chicago, the classic Broadway musical, it is currently in South Africa and will be here for the next 2 months. And we are joined by one of the cast members, and she's no stranger to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. She's also the Fleur de Cap Theatre Award winner for Best Lead Actress. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Carmen Pretorius on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. That's very kind of you to mention that. Thank you.
You are here this morning because you're part of Chicago. You are playing Roxy Hart in the classical Broadway. And this is an all South African production that's been taken abroad. It's been in New Zealand. It's been in China. It is finally on home soil.
That's it.
How do you feel that it's finally coming to South Africa?
We are all absolutely ecstatic. It's an all South African cast, South African band, South African crew, South African company. So all of us to be home, we are very, very thrilled to be performing this piece at home for our audiences to see.
And I can imagine our audience, I mean, I'm super excited to see it myself. What was the reception like abroad?
It's such an iconic musical. It is so absolutely sexy and slick that it is received with that in mind. I think everybody knows that they're coming to watch something of an incredible caliber. So people love it. It's got everything that you need.
It's got everything
in a wonderful piece of musical theatre.
Some dance, some sass, some music.
It's very sexy. It deals with incredibly relevant issues today. Strong women, #MeToo movement, influence of social media, on the public. So it's relevant, but it's still fun.
It's still fun. It's something I think everyone should go and see. And I know that, you've been in a host of different musicals. I mean, I'm looking here. You've been in Jersey Boys, The Sound of Music, for which you won your award for.
Yes.
Also, you started out in High School Musical. This is a very demanding job and role. How's it been for you? Trying to keep up with touring and doing, you know, you got 2 months of shows ahead of you again.
Yes, it is. It's hard. It's got perks and it's got downfalls like any other job. But I just am so happy to have gone from convent to jail. Now it was Maria, now I'm playing Roxy. You know, next week we have 9 shows. We have 2 shows on Thursday, which is a public holiday, which doesn't usually happen.
Okay.
So we're all gearing up for that. I think it's just mentally staying healthy, physically staying healthy, eating right, meditating, yoga, just keeping ourselves, and myself included, balanced, you know?
Balance is definitely the key.
Balance is key. And family and friends, not forgetting where we come from, which is here.
Which is perfect because you're going to be here for the next 2 months.
Yes.
And of course, I nearly called you Roxy by your character. But Carmen's not going anywhere because we're going to get a little sneak peek of what Chicago, the classical Broadway musical, is all about. And of course, it is in South Africa for the next 2 months. It starts off in Cape Town this coming Friday, the 15th of March, and it will run until the 14th of April at the Artscape Opera House. And then it will move to Monte Cassino Teatro from the 20th of April till the 26th of May, and tickets are available. You can get them at computicket.com. They range from 200 Rand to 500 Rand. But don't go anywhere. Carmen Pretorius on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, definitely one of the best musicals you will ever see. Chicago never disappoints in Johannesburg and in Cape Town. Be sure to get your tickets on computicket.co.za. After the break, which we're going to take now, the Chicago dance team, they're going to be giving us a bit of a performance. And also still coming up, we've got JP Sebastian here to talk to us about a movie review, a movie coming out called Fighting with My Family. All of this and more right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, after the break.
We're about as happy as babies can be. What if I find that I'm caught in a storm? I don't care, 'cause baby's there and baby's bound to keep me.
You're never here, so that's fine.
Am I singing? Look at my baby and me. A dream of a duo, now don't you agree? Why keep it mum when there's nothing to hide? 'Cause what I feel I must reveal, it's more than I can keep inside. And let me assure you, it won't go away. I can assure you, it grows every day. I was a one once, but now I'm a woo. 'Cause I got my baby, my dear little baby. Look at my baby and me.
Right.
Look at my baby and me. Sing the gaga, nothing can stop us, so nobody try. 'Cause baby's rough and full of stuff, and incidentally so am I.
Bye-bye, Mama.
Mama! Get out of our way, folks, and give us some room. Watch how we bubble and blossom and bloom. Life was a prison, but we got the key. Me and my baby, my dear
sorry, are you
little
okay?
baby, my cute little
Right.
baby, my sweet little baby, my fat little baby, my soft little baby, my thick little baby.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is once again time for some baby talk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This morning we're hanging out with occupational therapist Mick Foray, helping us prepare for baby's arrival, what you should know, what you should get, what you should not get. We've been speaking about that, Meg. Thank you very, very much. A very exciting time in the life of parents. We said that we touched on some of the baby essentials, you know, that we should look out for getting, and those things that we can wait a little bit. But now, in terms of your physical and emotional well-being, how do we prepare for that? Because it's such a big change. Your life is literally going to flip upside down for the better. But I mean, is there any way that you can kind of make that transition maybe a little bit easier?
So I think we all have preconceived ideas, and actually this is a great image because this is what we think parenthood is going to be like. But the truth is parenthood and birth can really go in very different directions. You will have moments of this beautiful kind of calm and, you know. But
about 2 seconds.
About 2 seconds. But a lot of it feels very out of control. And I think the biggest thing parents can do psychologically is to prepare themselves for the unexpected and to be flexible, because things are going to go awry. So just take birth as an example. We have an expectation and a real commitment to, let's say, having a natural delivery, and that sometimes doesn't happen. And, you know, I think it's important that parents are flexible. You know, your natural delivery is also more likely to happen if you are flexible, because labor can come and go. I mean, you can be in full-blown labor and then have a little lull. And don't get in a state about it, be flexible. And the same with your baby afterwards. Your baby is going to be their own human being. They're doing this for the first time, and so are you.
They're trying to figure it out just as much.
Exactly, and there is no manual, you know, and there's no advice that you can take that will be gospel for you and your baby. So be flexible would be the #1 thing.
I just remember how big a change it was, because, you know, for so many years it was just me and my wife, and all of a sudden there's another body in the house, and we got so busy. Things got so busy.
And your relationship changes as well, because you just, you know...
The focus all of it,
she's suddenly having to focus on breastfeeding and raising a little one, and you don't have the same amount of time together. So
exactly. Breastfeeding is also a very big issue, of course. You know, there are whole campaigns that's been going out, breast is best. What advice or tips? Because I think there's actually moms who either take to it very naturally, or there's moms who's kind of maybe scared about, you know, maybe there's a worry, is like, am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to do it naturally? What is your advice on that and do it and approach this topic?
So breastfeeding is just an anomaly, because we think it's going to happen naturally because it's the most natural thing in the world. But actually it's something that many of us haven't even seen somebody breastfeed before in the culture that we live in now. And so when it comes to it, just latching a baby is completely foreign. So a couple of things that I recommend. The first thing is, get yourself a good lactation consultant. These women are amazing. They know how to help you latch your baby. They can prepare you ahead of birth for that first day, and they can even come into hospital on the first day and help you latch. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, I really do recommend that babies latch immediately after birth. So within the first hour, they need to latch, and that has been shown to have a long-term impact on whether or not a baby breastfeeds. So as long as your baby's healthy, they'll be latched within the first hour. And then also get yourself a good breast pump. I actually expressed at the end of every single feed, which would trick my body into thinking that my baby was demanding more than it actually was. And that meant that I could build up my milk supply as well. Because in the early days, you're going to have to feed on demand. You're going to have to be available a lot of the time to get your milk supply up. So those are kind of the principles. Get a lactation consultant, feed on demand, get a good breast pump, and feed early and often on the first day.
Awesome. I think that is where we leave it for today. Thank you very much, Meg. That is very, very important as well. And also what we've experienced is, you know, in hospital, we didn't get a lactation expert, or you know, but in hospital, you know, you have these nurses who's very well qualified and they know their stuff, you know, so they can also help you out right there at the beginning. Meg, thank you very, very much.
Thanks,
it's exciting. So, hey, for you guys and your new parents out there that's maybe expecting your firstborn, all the best of luck. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
Well, listen, exciting things happening on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Chicago, the Broadway musical. It is on home soil for 2 months. We have Carmen and some of her fellow castmates, Craig and Michael, in studio with us. They're about to give us a sneak peek of what to expect from Chicago, and you can expect it. It is called Me and My Baby. Are you ready, Roxy?
I'm ready. I'm
getting into character. May I help you? Can I be of assistance?
Good. Thank you.
There we go. You looking absolutely fab. Well, all I can say now is, lady and gents, you can take it away.
Thank you. Me and my baby and me, we're about as happy as babies can be. What if I find that I'm caught in a storm? I don't care weather, 'cause baby's there and baby's bound to keep me warm. We're sticking together. Now ain't we got fun? So much together, you'll count us as one. Till old men worry to go climb a tree, 'cause I got my baby, my sweet little baby. Look at my baby and me. Look at my baby and me. A dream of a duo, now don't you agree? Why keep it mum when there's nothing to hide? 'Cause what I feel I must reveal, it's more than I can keep inside. And let me assure you, it won't go away. I can assure you, it grows every day. I was a bottle once, but now I'm a wee. 'Cause I got my baby, my dear little baby. Look at my baby and me.
My baby and me. Nothing can stop us, so nobody try. 'Cause baby's rough and full of stuff, and incidentally so am I. Bye-bye, Mama. 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 Get out of our way, folks, and give us some room. Watch how we bubble and blossom and bloom. Life was a prison, but we got the key. Me and my baby, my dear little baby, my cute little baby, my sweet little baby, my fat little baby, my soft little baby, my pink little baby, my dog little baby. Look out, my baby.
Michael from the Chicago, the musical, of course. They will be in South Africa for the next 2 months, so do not miss out. Tickets are available. They'll be in Cape Town at the Artscape Opera House Theatre. That is from this coming Friday, the 15th of March, all the way through till next month, the 14th of April. And of course, this coming Thursday, next week Thursday, which is a public holiday, they'll be doing 2 performances. From there, they'll move over to Monte Cassino Teatro Theatre from the 20th of April till the 26th of May. So get your tickets. They range from 200 Rand to 500 Rand, and they're available at CompuTicket. You guys were absolutely amazing. Enjoy the show, and of course, you at home, get your tickets and support them.
Bye.
Science reaches for the truth. Science works for the big and the small, the old and the young. Science never gives up. And science is at the heart of biology-based nutrition for differences you can see, feel, and trust. The secret to lifelong health, it all starts with science.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I just had a blooper moment, but we're about to review the movie Fighting with My Family. JP Sebastian joining us in studio. The graphic is there, and I saw The Rock, and I said by accident, oh, Chris Rock, and you're like, no, it's The Rock.
My brain just turned upside down in my head like a goldfish
Wrong
dying.
Wrong rock. But Fighting with My Family, looking to be an awesome scene. I know that you've also prepared a clip for us, so
yes, ma'am.
Give us some contextualization.
So real quickly, it's a true story about in the female division of the WWE wrestling, there's this character named Paige, and this is her life story from her really roughshod blue-collar family. This is her having dinner with the parents of the girlfriend who, yeah, anyway, you'll figure out for yourself, but here they are.
Take a look.
Hello? Yeah, hang on. Can I put you on speaker for a second? Yeah, hang on. Where is it? I don't know. Go ahead.
Am I speaking to Zach and Brittany?
Yeah.
My name is Hutch Morgan. I'm calling from WWE. We were very impressed by your tape. In April, we're bringing SmackDown to the O2 in London, and we'd like both of you to come down and try out for us. Hello?
They'd be very happy to accept.
Good. And we already have a Brittany, so just think of an alternative name.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
I
told you. It was a given.
Sorry, what is the WWE?
What?
Based on a true story, the movie's called Fighting with My Family. JP interestingly pointed out that The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, he's on the poster, but he doesn't play such a major role on camera.
Yeah, of course. So he's the facilitator. Like I said, this is the true story of her life. And every instance that she came across this amazing, like, inspirational, character that she grew up watching is every time he features. But he is an executive producer on the movie, so it shows that he had some sort of belief to splash out on the making of this movie.
Exciting things. What were some of your favorite parts from this movie?
What's really sweet about it is I really do like more and more if movies are telling, just more of a blue-collar story, like that's the term I used earlier. People who don't necessarily have the glitz and the glam and the easy route up, especially if we think about these college scandals, but that's another story. Someone who feels like their life is in some sort of dead end. They live in a small kind of hick-type town of Norwich, England. And yeah, since 13 is when she started wrestling. It was her and her brother, in fact, who both had, it was in their blood. And actually as the title gives away, their family, that they ran this little gym of indie wrestling. So very amateurish kind of stuff. But obviously WWE is the big leagues. They send in their audition tape. WWE sees it, and they're quite pleased, and they invite the sister to come along, but not the brother. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, gosh, okay.
So his dream is not realized, but hers is, and she starts to wonder, who is she doing this for? Is it just because her family did this all this time along? Is this actually something she enjoys? And quite meaningfully, it asks, is this just an escape for her from a life that's really quite difficult and harsh?
A very interesting storyline. I know you've got another clip for us.
Yeah, so since we seem so rock-hungry this morning, here's one with him trying to desperately prove from afar to this family that it is him on the other end of the line. It's quite hilarious. Check it out.
Hey!
Hey.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. You? Did you bring it?
Yeah, I brought it. Paige, when's the last time you spoke to your family?
A couple of weeks ago.
Well, I think we should call them.
You want to call my family?
I would like to call your family. So what's their number?
Am I in trouble?
The Black Widow is in. And she taps out.
Stay there.
Continues to restore reign as Divas champion. The longest of all time.
Which is calling me during WrestleMania?
It's Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, and I'm Vin Diesel, mate.
Well, let's hope not. No, it is Mr. Knight. It's Dwayne Johnson. How are you?
Prove it.
Okay. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, awesome things. Well, fighting with my family. JP, the question that always gets asked when we talk movies, how many popcorns?
And it's always just JP's opinion, so please go make up your own mind. In fact, it is sweet enough as a story. But hey, it's nothing you haven't seen before of someone, you know, trying to reach for the stars type thing. Acting is decent enough, but for being predictable and pretty cookie cutter that way, 6 out of 10 is what I give fighting with my family.
That's not bad in JP Sebastian popcorn dealings. So
Yeah, it
6
really
out of
is
10
quite nice.
for the movie Fighting with My Family. It's hitting the theaters this weekend, so do go and check it out and let us know how many popcorns would you give that movie.
Yes, can you smell what we are cooking in the kitchen? Well, I hope so. Well, it is American Chip Day. All right,
It is.
it's a holy day.
A holy day.
Because we love French fries.
Yes.
South African slop chips.
Yeah.
Oh, we
You
love
cannot go wrong with that. We love it. You pair it with literally anything, steak and chips, fish and chips. You know what the deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we are going to pair it with some delicious sauces. That's what we're going to be making this morning in honor of a lekker slop chip.
I think the one thing that we know, Nell, before we get started, is that there's something about chips. You know, Americans, like, you know, obviously today are doing like chips, those crispy ones, but we've decided to do slap chips.
Slop chips.
They are a national treasure.
Absolutely, especially with mayonnaise.
Yes.
It is really delicious. And in Belgium, they actually serve it chips and mayonnaise. It's a national
As a
dish.
thing.
Yeah, it is a big thing.
Okay.
So I love it with vinegar and salt.
Yeah,
I love
but that's
it.
what most people do.
Oh,
so
no, but
today's really all about switching it up and seeing how mayo can bring the chips to life.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
What
and
have you got in
we're
here for us?
using Be Well's mayonnaise. Yeah. So
I know that it's the only mayo that's endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation, so this mayo is obviously really, really good for you. It carries the Cancer Association logo on there. It's got it's high in vitamin E and omega-3s.
Yeah, it's probably one of the healthiest mayonnaises out there.
Absolutely.
So we've roasted our garlic. Just smell that. What can you smell?
It's quite nutty.
Yes, yes, it's nutty. So we've roasted the garlic in the oven for about 2 hours on a very slow heat, and we've added some Be Well lemon flavored, you know, over it.
Or is that the fry oil?
No, this is not the fry oil.
Oh, the lemon. Oh, that's
It's a flavored zesty oil.
Yes, I love it.
And it gives extra like lemon flavor to the garlic. So we're going to add some lemon zest and then some of the lemon juice.
Nice.
Very easy. So it's a very lemony, zesty, garlic, nutty flavor.
Yeah.
And we all just going to add this beautiful. Look at that color of this mayonnaise.
That is beautiful. And the great thing about the Be Well mayonnaise range is it's dairy-free, it's egg-free, naturally gluten-free as well. So it's got a lot of health benefits in there as well.
Yeah.
It makes it really a great mayo.
Yeah, I saw that this one's also vegan-friendly. Hey.
Hey.
Extra points,
Hey.
both of the vegans.
Okay, guys, you have to taste this first before we carry on.
Okay, do we have to take it with a chip?
Yes.
I'm going to do with a chip.
Yeah, with
Okay.
a chip, please.
All right, here we go.
Please tell us how
You don't have
delicious
to ask me twice, Anel. You really don't have to ask twice.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that divine?
I love that zestiness, eh?
Yes. And the garlic, that undertone of the nutty roasted garlic.
But you know what the nice thing is that the mayo isn't completely overpowering the flavors of all the things, which is what you want to get out. Because sometimes it can be quite strong and pungent in its own flavor.
Yes. So here, I've got some mayonnaise again. We're going to add a bit of sriracha sauce.
What's the deal with the sriracha sauce? Because I'm seeing it a lot lately, especially with your aunt.
Yeah. I like anything hot.
Yeah.
So I
What
like
is the
a bit
deal?
of hot. So it is actually from Thailand, sriracha, and it's fermented chili peppers with vinegar and garlic and some spices. So we're going to mix that with a bit of honey.
Yep.
To neutralize the flavor, I'm guessing.
And then I'm going to put a bit of vinegar in here. Oh, yes. And now I'm going to ask you guys to taste again. Look how easy this is.
This is horrible. You know.
You know what? Don't ask again. Here we are.
Come on, guys, taste it.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's creamy.
You see what I'm going to do now? Because the first taste, I wasn't warned, so I'm going to take 3.
Oh, wow. There you are.
Really nice.
We try.
And you can control the heat. You know, you can add a bit more sriracha, a bit less sriracha.
Yeah.
How does it taste?
Very nice. Does the honey then help you control the flavor and how hot it is?
Yes, because of the little bit of vinegar, the honey just balances it a little bit out. Isn't that divine?
SMS the keyword Be Well to 33728. That's Be Well to 33728 if you want to get your hands on the ingredients list and a link to the recipe. You need to try this out on American Chip Day.
On American Chip Day.
I think it should be South African Chip Day as well.
Pretty much.
And so we're just going to make another quick and easy spice mix. And we're just going to put
What
that
you have
over here. So it's just a bit of sugar that we add there, a bit of salt, cumin, paprika, oregano. You mix that together. You put it in your in an airtight container.
Yeah.
You can keep it for about 2 months. You can even put it over chicken, flavored chicken, meat. taste that, guys.
Okay, okay, here
So
we
this
go.
would be the final
I want you
product
guys to dip it
into-
in one of those mayonnaise.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I also want to try
That smoky paprika flavor
is coming through, right?
Coming through. I know where I'm staying for the rest of the morning.
Amazing.
I'm going to be staying here. The keyword is Be Well. SMS that to 33728. That's Be Well to 33728. Now, Be Well has made Chip Day not only delicious, but affordable and easy too. And clearly, there's no need to travel to America to experience Chip Day. Now, Be Well have us covered from tips to toppings and also secrets to seasoning as well. So hashtag do more with mayo and turn Chip Day into Chip Yay.
Yeah, so I mean, from chips with some vinegar to chips on mayo, it doesn't get any better.
I prefer the mayo.
It's very nice.
Well, we are taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Teleman's still with us in studio. He owes us one more performance, so we're not going to let you go until that comes. Princess, what did you think of his music?
Oh, I like his music too much.
Thank you so much.
I think he'll give me some CD.
Oh,
got you.
well, we're going to be
I got
shaking it out with Princess, but Teleman, what would you like? Can Princess get you something?
Coffee, cappuccino,
Oh.
whatever. What we got?
Princess makes the best coffee. There we go,
Thank you
just
so
for
much.
you. Well, we're taking a very, very quick break. When we get back...
Thank you so much.
See, it's a coffee with a little heart, just for you. Teleman performing for us after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Who can love you better through the stormy weather? Who's your Peter Pan girl? You know landing never. Have you ever felt this? Love so unselfish. Sing to you like Brenda. Love you just like Elvis. I can take you so high. I can be your shelter. He got you so blind. That's what they tell you. I will treat you so right. Go and meet your elders. Who can love you better? Who can love you better, baby? Oh, darling, I wouldn't trade you for nothing. Hey.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on SABC3. It's a fantastic Thursday. Those chips, Zoe,
I'm going to try some.
you need to get... No, actually don't. Actually don't, because you're not going to stop. It's that amazing. But we, of course, want to leave you. There's a couple of minutes left on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Thursday morning with an inspiring quote, a positive message brought to you by Nairobian this morning. Just to, you know, get you to breathe.
And something to get you to think as well, because our quote for this morning is, be present. Mindfulness is a state of open attention on the present. It means living in the moment and awakening to experience. I think that's something we've been taking for granted and something that's becoming a little bit more, with all the distractions, a bit of a challenge.
Absolutely. Take cognizance of what is around you. You know, make sure, touch and feel things, and make sure that whilst you're on holiday, make sure that you're present in those moments with your family, with your kids, and treasure those memories.
Yes, and something that will help you to stay present in the moment is, of course, our performer.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Our performer's going
Tell a man. Hey. Who can love you better through the stormy weather? Who's your Peter Pan girl? You know landing never. Have you ever felt this? Love so unselfish. Sing to you like Brenda. Love you just like Elvis. I can take you so high. I can be your shelter. He got you so blind. That's what they tell you. I will treat you so right. Go and meet your elders who can love you better. Who can love you better, baby. Oh, darling, I wouldn't trade you for nothing. Oh, hey. All the diamonds and gold don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing without you, girl. I need you in every way. You say your love gets me paid. All the money don't mean nothing to me. Don't mean nothing to me. I need you in every way. You swear your love gets me paid. All the money don't mean nothing to me. Don't mean nothing to me. Oh, darling, I wouldn't trade you for nothing. Oh, hey. All the diamonds and gold don't mean nothing. Yeah. Don't mean nothing without you, girl. I need you in every way. It's when your love gets me. All the money don't mean nothing to me. Don't mean nothing to me. I need you in every way. It's when your love, all the money, yeah. Tell a man got his eyes.
Yeah! Yeah!
Hey, sorry, I just went to get some spice. This is good, guys. This
Well
is
done. You guys
really, really
did
good.
an amazing job.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a picnic to end
This
off
is
your
how
morning.
we end off the morning.
Hey, guys!
Coming with the dip. This is really good, man. This is really, really
What
good.
is the keyword if they want
The
this
keyword,
recipe?
if you want to, because we focused on, obviously we can get slap chips anyway, but you can get the dips and the spice by
Join in,
SMS the
gentlemen.
keyword Be Well
Come closer.
to 33728. My brother.
How you doing,
We're all chilling out. Good, man. That was lekker.
Thank you
I
so
see you
much.
got
I appreciate
Princess
it.
grooving there, hey?
Yeah.
Your CD.
She's vibing. She's vibing. This
I love it, man. Listen,
who made these?
we did.
They just made it on the show.
Well, someone else made it.
This is
but
cool.
we were there.
Spicy.
Listen, this is great. I know that you can upload this on your Instagram as well. It's that good. Listen, thank you very much for joining us, my brother.
Thank
and
you
I
so
think
much
people
for
want to
having
keep following you because you are amazing. We've been saying the whole morning how brilliant you are.
Princess, join us for
Thank you.
chips.
Chill out. We're having a chip party. Where can people get you, man?
On Twitter, it's Telemin World. On Facebook and Instagram, Telemin Official. So please follow me there. Catch my whereabouts. Skated.
Yeah, no, dude, your album, it sounds really, really good.
Thank you so much.
I've seen people do a bit of dancing to Rainbow Girls on social media. Everyone's taking to it really,
Thanks,
really
man.
well.
I appreciate all the love.
All the best. I really just want all the best for you. Your shoot up is now.
Thank you so much.
It's
Your
really,
shoot
really
up
now.
is
Your
now.
shoot up
I like
is
that.
now.
I like that, man. So you spoke about your whereabouts. Quickly, where is your most kind of recent whereabout after Expresso this morning? What are you
This
gonna be doing?
Friday, I'm out at Coco for my album launch.
Nice.
So please come through if you're around Cape Town.
We just share the love, man. We just share the love. Listen, thank you very much. Have a lucky day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another Feel Good production.
This Friday, the 15th of March, we are halfway through the third month of the year, but certainly no half measures when it comes to bringing you all that is so good. We're joined by drummer of the legendary band Guns N' Roses, Frank Furrer, in the studio, as well as Her Majesty, the Queen, DJ Zintle, who'll be getting us all ready for the weekend. And we also get deeper, deeper, deeper with Holly Ray, who brings us an exclusive of her latest single. All of that this Friday, the 15th of March on Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3, where the stage is yours. Yours.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Never.